top five.
Yeah, girl, you ready to do this? You ready to count this thing down? We're doing the top 5, her. Yeah, let's set it off with 1, 2, 3, 4.
Who lets you host this fucking show?
Should we start over?
Take a show of hands.
Yeah, let's start over. Do your real intro, the real intro that you were going to do.
Travel back in time.
Do the real intro, Joe.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Ranked. Top 5 list of stuff that don't matter. I'm your host, Tuong Law, and this is PodCavern's second birthday. Woo!
Oh my gosh!
This is
birthday. Okay. Oh no, royalties.
I've been working on my impressions lately, as you can tell, and I think I'm doing a good job.
Were you doing an impression of somebody doing a bad impression? Because if so,
I was doing an impression of myself, so I thought it was
Nailed it.
pretty good. Today, we have a very special episode. We do this episode every single year, and today we have the auntie. Tell me why people call you Auntie Des.
Because I'm an old lady with lots of opinions.
You are wearing a nice wool sweater.
I know. I am wearing I've got a chain around my neck and I've got glasses.
Des, thanks for being on the episode again.
Thank you so much.
You know, the people have been clamoring for you ever since you just shut down the best Ryan.
I'm good at what I do.
Remember that when you said Ryan Stiles wasn't a good Ryan?
I didn't say he wasn't a good Ryan, guys. I said he wasn't the best.
Des,
Yes.
please introduce the guest somewhat beside you.
Yes. He's all around us also at the same time because he's not actually here.
He's everywhere and nowhere.
Yeah, he's space and time. He's Taylor Fleming.
Taylor.
It's your boy Taylor Fleming, a.k.a. Sweet Tea, a.k.a. the Scared Little Sister, a.k.a. the Lizard Queen. Pod family, it's good to be back.
Wow. You're the Lizard Queen? You're Lisa Simpson?
Shut up, buddy. I can be anything I want to be.
Wow. Coming in hot. I can tell this is going to be quite the elevated episode already. But Taylor, thank you for being here, sort of.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Now, Taylor, we couldn't have this episode without this guest that is also beside you.
It's the first face on the PodCavern mountain.
That's not true.
It's Leslie Cserepy.
Fucking YouTube. Jesus.
I'm not cutting
It's
this.
going to be ad for
It'll be worth it, folks.
Just shut the fuck up. Oh, everybody, get on the floor. Let's rank. Don't fight. The ranking. Give yourself a rank. Oh, rank. rank. Ranking movies.
Oh, that's good.
Ranking movies.
Oh, rank.
Rank. Ranking movies. Ranking movies.
Leslie Cserepy, everyone. Wow, I was...
YouTube fucked me.
Don't they always?
Yes.
You're not buying that YouTube... Is it Red? No, what's that premium YouTube subscription?
Pretty sure that's
It's
porn.
YouTube Red.
Pretty sure you're thinking of porn.
RedYouTube.com. I am thinking about porn. And today we're talking about the top 5 best porns of 2018.
Oh.
Pre-porn versions of the porn movies that
That's
will be made based on these movies.
That's right. We're talking about movies, guys. I'm very excited. Oscars just happened.
Just happened.
Just literally
less
happened.
than 24.
And let's never speak of them again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quick thoughts here. Actually, let's talk about it right now.
Yeah.
Quick thoughts. What did you think about the Oscars? Did anyone watch them?
I watched clips because who's got the fucking time? It was 3 hours and 15 minutes long.
Seemed kind of boring.
Some stuff was awesome and great. There was a lot of groundbreaking wins. And then there was one big fart at the end of the night where everybody was like, oh, the end.
Just look at Chadwick Boseman's face.
Yeah.
Whenever, it was
Or
awarded,
Spike
and that
Lee's
sucked.
face.
Right. When it won for best
Couldn't see it.
screenplay,
He tried
everybody
to
was
leave.
like, oh no.
Yeah,
it's a winning
screenplay is that's a
I know.
a puzzle to
The
me.
Oscars is a weird thing. But
It
that's
is a weird
why
Still too
all
white.
you people were demanding that we did
Yeah.
the top 5 movies.
Yeah, so this is the
2018.
official.
The
this is
official.
the real.
Of course, yeah, because like
The one
No
that people are going to
bias.
flock
not
too.
the crazy old white people votes. You know what I mean? Like
78-year-old
No.
boom mic operators.
we got the young blood here talking about movies.
That's right.
And probably talking about movies that don't even show up in the Oscars. I assume
for
you guys
sure.
have a couple.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, because they're the best movies.
Of 2018.
Yeah,
The
I mean, they're
People's
no Green
movies.
Book, but we can try.
that's right.
Thank God for
So
it.
my first nomination is
My parents, right before I came here, because
Yeah.
they're watching my kids, they're like, "Have you seen Green Book? It's a real heart-warming." I'm like, "That's because you're two old white people, and that movie was to make old white people feel good."
I'm scared to nominate it now. I'm not
Yeah.
nominating
You
it.
can.
This is a
No,
spoiler.
you
This is a
can.
spoiler right now.
Just
I
get
haven't
ready.
seen it, so
I just saw it this morning, so.
I chose not to see it because I knew I wouldn't like it.
How much preparation have you guys done for this? Have you guys watch a lot of movies, you feel?
Oh my
you guys
God.
ready?
I have harassed everybody I've met in the last 6 weeks to be like, "Hey, what's your favorite movie?" and argue in favor of whether or not it's worth my time.
That's fair. That's fair.
I've
Yeah.
been shoehorning movies in every part of every day.
wow.
I would say
I go to the movies pretty much once a week. So
that's insane.
I am in the same camp as Taylor. I saw more movies in the theater the last year than I probably ever have.
In your life?
In a given year.
Okay.
In a given year, but I kind of fell off. You know what I discovered? I don't like watching movies at home.
It's harder.
It's so.
it's hard to focus. It's really hard to focus.
I end up watching it in 2 or 3 sittings, and
Yeah,
it's like
it's
it kind of
tough.
just ruins it for me.
Yeah,
Man. I
and-
love the theater because it's like
It's
Immersive.
sacred, man. The
only
movie
thing.
theater is sacred, and like when I'm at home watching movies, I somehow always pull out my phone for whatever reason.
I know, we're
and I don't want
garbage
to. I don't
people.
want to, and
I
it
know.
just happens.
Yeah.
And then like I throw my phone across the room, and then I gotta get my screen replaced.
And
It's
I
a
love,
whole thing.
I love the mass reaction moment of the gasp or the laugh.
Oh,
or
absolutely.
One person leans over and whispers to their friend, and
Yeah.
everybody hears what they say, and everybody chuckles. Like I love those moments.
I was just gonna say I always write down what movies I saw and give it a ranking out of 5. But that number is always based on the experience I had
Yeah.
in the theater.
Okay, because like I would say in 2018, I have never been so angry at people at the theater. I think they are getting
they get-
worse.
It's bad.
They're
I walked out
bad.
of a movie this year because of somebody beside me driving me nuts.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
people are talking.
Didn't you don't shush? I shush.
Yeah.
I sure as
Oh,
hell fucking shush.
This guy he fell asleep. He was snoring. Then he woke up. He was picking his really long nails. It was disgusting.
Oh.
Oh,
I had a heckler at the theater one time. He was drunk because I went to a VIP. It was my first VIP experience where you get to have beer and stuff. So I was really excited. This guy was wasted by himself and just heckling at the movie.
To what end?
And it
Like,
was-
what is this?
did you
doing?
get your money back?
They gave us another movie like for
that-
free, but like at the same time, I was like, that wasn't cool.
No.
Not cool.
You go to a VIP experience to see a movie you really trust that you're going to enjoy.
And I don't care what you guys think at home, but like if you turn on your screen, no matter how you hide it, I can see
Yes.
it.
Ugh.
Yes.
I can see it.
Yes.
It's another light
That is
in my
very bright.
periphery.
I've leaned over to people and be like, "Please turn off your phone."
Yeah.
And, oh man, I was watching freaking Solo, which sucks.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Okay. well,
And
Save it for the cast.
some guy left his ringer on and was getting notifications like every 30 seconds or something. Ding,
my
ding,
God.
ding. And
Are you the chief of police?
it was the AVX or whatever, like the $17 movie ticket. And I turned, I'm like, turn off your phone.
Yes.
and he's like, I don't know how.
Yeah. And then, but no, you know what he did? He gave me the, okay. He gave me one of those.
There's a whole.
He gave me one of those.
The movie tells you to do that.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
morons.
That's what I'm saying.
People are
though.
the worst.
That's what I'm saying. Seeing movies in theaters is the way I want to see them, but
Yeah.
people have to get their shit together.
Yeah.
Well, the
That's
trick
all.
to this is Colin Sick can only go to matinees because there's only like a half dozen people there, and they're all lonely housewives who are sneaking away from whatever business they don't want to attend to.
Sure.
Or go
and
to the
they're
last show.
focused and quiet. Yeah,
I'm a
or
big
go
la-
very, very late.
I'm a big last show guy.
yeah.
Or go
Yeah, I'm a
during
late
a
show
natural
guy.
disaster. That's a good time.
Oh
to
yeah,
go.
pick
that's
bad weather
perfect.
days, or
Yep.
go to the super poor quality theaters, like the ones that were $5 and tiny screens.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with
with
that
that.
too. I don't need the world's loudest sounds.
Well,
I understand that it's a jet. I don't need you to melt my eardrums with the jet noises.
I want to feel the sounds. I'll be
That's
honest.
until
You
that's
can do
until
that
you
in
s-
cheap ones.
that's until you see Dunkirk in IMAX and you go,
Oh
holy
my
shit.
god.
Okay,
feel
all
this
right.
movie. Okay, let's.
I don't need
let's
to
get-
rattle my molars. Thank
Let's
you.
get into this, people. Ground Rules, obviously, movies that came out in 2018. Yes.
Yes, yes.
There.
No TV shows, Des.
Come on. None.
No TV shows. What do you guys? I don't think it'll
Big
come up.
Bang Theory just hit its stride.
I
though.
know, 15th season. Lucky number 15.
Is it? Are we going North American release of these movies? Because
Yeah, sure.
I guess?
Yeah,
I-
there's a movie I won't nominate, but it came out technically in
I know what you're talking about.
2017, and I feel weird about nominating it this year. You know what I'm talking about, Taylor?
It's
Yeah,
the
it's
fucking
Paddington
Dragon Ball
too.
Z
Is it
movie,
Jumanji?
It's Dragon Ball Z, yes. And
Oh, I
Jumanji.
thought you were talking about Paddington too.
I am talking
Jumanji?
about Paddington too, yes.
I thought Jumanji
Okay.
came out
yeah.
in 2018.
Yeah. So we are talking about North America.
Oh, this is the movie?
This was the movie that broke my fucking heart into
haven't
1,000
seen
slivers
it
of
yet.
glass.
I think
It
I did-
is so much better than you think it's going to
What
be.
Oh, I
movie?
know.
What movie is
I've-
this?
Jumanji.
Yeah, we talked about this last year.
Welcome to the jungle.
Oh, yes. Jumanji
movie-
was last year. It was
Yeah.
so
It
good.
was
It's
last
a
year.
delight.
It's
Tongue and I went
good. I saw it
together.
in January of 2018.
The sequel was supposed
I
to come
saw it
out
in
this
February
year.
of 2018, so I thought it was a 2018 release, and I was like, I will die on this hill. I will defend this movie with my last breath because it is a pleasant, happy experience. And then someone was
Jack
like,
Black.
That came out in
According to
2017.
ground rules, you cannot nominate that.
Oh, but okay. But just let everybody know
Yeah.
that I love The Rock, and I've watched so many bad Rock movies that came out in 2018 because of Jumanji, hoping to recapture that flame. And Rampage sucked, and Skyscraper sucked.
I liked Skyscraper. It wasn't
It-
great, but I kind of
All
liked
right,
it.
all right. What else
Anyway.
What else do we have for ground rules here? I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah.
So documentaries are still okay?
oh yeah,
yeah,
yes,
documentaries for
documentaries
sure.
count. Definitely.
All right, you
I-
nerds, you bunch of fucking nerds.
I don't have
If
it
it aired
here.
on a-
I have-
If it aired on a screen.
I might have one.
If it aired on a screen, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, if it aired on a screen, that's a good way
Yeah,
to do it.
that's a good-
And
those Lincoln-
and if it didn't air on a movie screen, streaming movies, of course, up for grabs.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Like Netflix
Anything.
movies,
Yeah.
as you're
Motion
talking about,
picture.
Prime movies, if you will.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure we won't.
All that's good.
I think
Fair
we'll
game.
all agree.
But I mean, like, even Roma's still playing in the city here in theaters. So,
Roma.
yeah, on a screen. The big ones will make it across.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, let's get started, shall we?
Let's.
Yes. Oh, this is so excited. Second birthday, PodCavern. Happy birthday. Just like every episode, we're going to nominate 3 nominations each, go around the table 3 times, make a master list of 12, and then rank that down to a juicy top 5 list. Shall we get started?
Please.
All right. I'm going to go in with my number 1 because I can't wait.
Why waste time?
Because why waste time?
Why waste time? Someone else could pick it.
I don't want that to happen.
So what is it then?
Green Book. No, no, no. JK,
going home.
JK.
I'm going
I'm going with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, of course. Of
And
course.
yeah. Is this a sigh of relief from all of you that you all like this movie?
I knew you would recommend it, so I didn't have to, which is great.
Yeah, I was comfortable. I didn't see it until just last week.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was going to possibly bump something off of a pre-existing list in my brain, but I knew it wouldn't because I knew I didn't have to bring it
Now,
up.
Des, you're the person who saw it way later than everyone
So
else.
much later.
Now, going with this, a pretty high expectation, I assume, coming into
Yes.
it, did you enjoy the movie?
I enjoyed the movie. The expectations that were laid before me were mainly about the quality of animation, which I knew was going to blow my mind because I have 2 small children and I watch so much trash fire animation.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is awful all the time.
Romeo
So
and Juliet
it,
too.
It was like going to the fucking Louvre
Alvin and the
after
Chipmunks.
only seeing cartoons made out of crayon. So even just the visuals alone shattered my expectations. And then I didn't realize how much this movie was doing something, like capital D, capital S.
Yes.
By giving you a legion of superheroes from underrepresented groups, but then making that normal and not making that a big deal.
Isn't this cool? This is the first Miles Morales Black
Yes.
Spider-Man on the screen, and people coming in afterwards are like, "Oh my God, I relate to this because I'm
Yes.
a black child or whatever, and I can be
Absolutely.
Spider-Man." And the whole
yeah.
message is that
And a
anybody can be
A
Spider-Man.
teenage girl can, and even Aunt May had so
It's-
much more
he's
agency than she
also-
normally does.
He's half black, half Latin. I just
Yeah.
wanna make
Right,
sure.
right. Yes, you're right. You're right.
That is
Biracial
other-
Spider-Man.
And
And
I feel like Black Panther walked so these movies could run. Do you know what I mean? Like Black Panther was such a big deal that there was a black superhero lead, and like that was this year as well. But then by the time Spider-Verse rolls around,
yeah,
that's not even the biggest thing with it. Everybody just talked about how good it was. But
That's
like,
right,
it.
the fact-
right. Yeah, yeah.
Black Panther
Which is
definitely
awesome.
was big and bold in its representation of a black superhero. This movie was a lot more subtle about what
Yeah.
it was doing.
But this movie
representation-wise.
speaks on like so many levels. Like I judge a movie on how long it sticks with you afterwards, and this movie I could not stop talking about for weeks. I haven't felt this way about a movie since like an animated movie since Lego Movie. Like
No.
the first Lego Movie, I felt like amazing about, and then this movie had like a similar feel. But I love Spider-Man. He's my favorite superhero. But I was just so taken aback because like I thought I saw all the Spider-Man type stories and everything
Yeah.
else would be kind of like a riff on that. But this one was like such a fresh
Unique.
story.
Unique.
And I feel
Yeah.
like so many people who maybe have never seen Spider-Man before, they came away being like, I wasn't confused. So what if there was like 5 different
Yeah,
Spider-Men?
that
like,
was the bit.
it doesn't matter. Anybody can be Spider-Man. And it was just like the animation, the humor,
The
the
humor.
action, it all lands.
The relationships.
the relationships, the
like,
emotional pulls of the entire movie.
That's it. There was a softness to it. There's all the other sort of live action Spider-Man movies always have a bit of a vicious part where things are getting dark and violent, whereas this movie always had softer edges. And even the Nicolas Cage Spider-Man noir character at one point says like, "I love you guys." Like even the most alpha male of all of those different Spider-Men has a moment of like emotional vulnerability.
Yeah.
And the most Spider-Man-y of the Spider-Man guy is a man who clearly suffers from depression. Like everybody
Yeah.
here
Has baggage.
has baggage and
Yeah.
has their own demons to work through, but that doesn't matter because you can still be a hero. There's no limitations to who a hero can be.
And like the celebration of all things comics in this movie is great for a nerd. You know, the blending of styles of just showing you
Sure.
like comic book panels.
so
and
cool.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
super cool, but also like they celebrate everything about the Spider-Man lineage where they're like, okay, let's pay homage to like Spider-Man 3 where he's just dancing, or like
Yes.
Spider-Man when he's
Nothing
stopping
is
the train,
abandoned.
or like it's just so, and the music too, like the music blending in with the movie is such a good use of music.
Yes.
I found.
Oh, it's stunning.
I listen to that song. I listen to the soundtrack constantly.
But that's right. What you say about how it embraced everything that came before is something that no other movie has done so seamlessly. And people seem to have just abandoned altogether to be like, no, hard reboot. We're gonna forget everything that came before. Whereas this movie said we can't because everybody knows what's come before, and it's a stupid and cheap way to just be like reset. New Ghostbusters take 3. It's bold to do, but it allows for everything to exist, and so everybody can be satisfied.
Couple things.
What-
There's
Oh, yeah, go on.
there's a sequence in the movie where Peter Parker steals a bagel, and then as he's leaving,
Took a bagel.
as he's leaving this laboratory or whatever, he hurls the bagel at a security guard, and the bagel hits the security guard.
says bagel?
And it says bagel. So that's great. That's already like top tier. And secondly, just to go back to ground rules for a brief second, we should talk about spoilers and how we are going
yes.
to
Oh no!
address that. Maybe
You're right.
We're spoiling every movie.
Guys, if you're listening to this
These all
podcast,
came out last year. We're pretty
We're gonna
far.
spoil
let's save spoilers for after the break for people.
Cool.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
deep spoilers.
deep
Yes.
spoilers.
Yeah.
Sure,
for
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I could talk about this movie forever, but I
We all
won't
could.
because
We've already spent
a
too
long
much time.
time.
Yeah. Okay.
So Des, what's your first nomination?
A movie I saw this summer, which there was so much hype going into, and it lived up to all of it, was Mission Impossible Fallout.
Is this the 5th one or
Yeah,
sixth?
sixth.
Sixth
It's
one?
the sixth one.
Sixth.
When I first saw a preview for this movie, I rolled my eyes and I called it stunt porn. And I didn't think there was any way that this movie could be as interesting as it thought it was. And I'm angry at Tom Cruise for trying to kill himself all the time. I just went into this movie being like, all right, let's see. Can you live up to all the things that came before it? And it did. And it was so fun. And it was beautifully shot. And even with all the little backstories going into it, like Tom shattering his ankle and that whole mustache gate story, it
So
added,
good.
It
Hey, guys,
added
this is a
layers
nice mustache.
to the mythology of it. Yeah. Oh yeah,
was
and
an
Henry
amazing
Cavill was like the
mustache.
most enjoyable I've ever seen him, other than in Man from U.N.C.L.E. I know.
He's the only person I've ever seen cock his arm
Yeah.
like a gun.
Yes.
yes.
He was on a couple talk shows where he goes into the audience and everyone in the audience is also learning how to cock their arms
Yes.
like a gun. It's so weird.
He's just a giant man, and when you know that Tom Cruise is a little man too, it makes these movies fun to watch because you realize that everyone else around him is sitting down or is off screen when he's with them. I loved this stupid movie. I went and saw it on a hot summer day. There weren't a lot of people in the theater, and I kept making involuntary noises when stunts would go well or when something was a surprise.
Tom
you know,
Cruise is a good runner. He looks good running.
In every single movie he's ever been in, he runs as fast as he can. And he's not invincible either. There's moments in this movie where he doesn't know what's going on and he gets hurt and he's limping around and his team make mistakes. Like they make a huge fucking mistake right off the hop.
Yeah.
So it's a bit better than all of these other, Bourne movies where everybody's just...
Has everyone here
everybody
watched
knows
it? Did everyone here watch it?
Fallout.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love that stupid movie. No two women ever talk to each other in it, which is a bit of a bummer. It doesn't pass the Bechdel test.
They do.
According to the Bechdel website, it doesn't pass the Bechdel
they do
test.
talk to each other, I remember, but they
not-
definitely talk about
It's
him.
probably about Ethan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely talk about him.
Yeah, so that part kind of annoys me as a girl trying to see girls in movies. But yeah, Angela Bassett is in it. And this is one thing that lots of movies do that always pisses me off is when they shoot in the dark, you can't see anything. And this movie has a bunch of tunnel
Spider-Man
scenes.
Homecoming.
Oh, or
Looking
like
at you.
tons and tons and tons of
it's different,
movies.
though.
Yeah.
But in this one, you can see what happens in the dark, and that's such a simple thing to get right. But
I
so
love
few
that.
movies do it.
I love that.
I've seen so many dark movies where I'm like, why can't? Well, I'm in the dark too. Why can't I see this?
I will say that I just saw this movie like last week for the first time.
Oh,
and
It's a good theaters
so
movie. man.
this was a different experience for me because I knew I had to watch this movie because everybody talked about it. And I actually haven't watched. I've only watched maybe one Mission Impossible movie ever.
Oh.
So not having
Same.
the emotional
What?
connection to these characters,
Oh.
I kind of had to piece it together. Which at the end of the day, with Mission Impossible, you kind of
Doesn't-
get it.
yeah.
You kind of get it.
They take their own story more seriously than I think anybody else does, especially with this movie when it's like, remember this guy? And no one in the theaters does.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I've seen every one of those movies, and like Rebecca Ferguson will walk in, and you're like, "Wait, how are you?"
Okay,
one
that's
is
good.
this?
That's good to hear because I'm like,
Doesn't matter.
I feel like I'm missing
doesn't matter
some
at
of
all.
these like reviews. Like it's this person. I'm like I don't know who that is.
No.
I definitely
is
felt
the-
like that,
that
and I
takes
didn't
things
like
away.
the movie. Boom.
Oh,
Because you didn't understand the story?
Yeah.
that-
Everything because everything. I was just waiting. I was waiting for. It was action porn. I was
was
waiting
action
for the.
ready
I was
for the
waiting.
porn.
For the
I was
set
waiting
pieces.
for the porn to happen.
Yeah.
I-
And that wasn't enough for you?
No.
the action. You didn't like the action porn? Part
It
of
was fine. It was good. It was
thought-
good.
I thought it was pretty.
I like the
pretty tight.
tidbit that he when he limps off stage after he jumps across the building.
Yeah.
That's when he broke his
'Cause his
ankle.
ankle is shattered.
But he finished the shot because he's a
Yeah.
fucking professional. That's amazing.
He's
I
gonna
love
die making
everything
this
about.
movie.
I love everything around this movie. I just didn't like the movie. I'm sorry, Daz.
That's
But
okay.
I'm open to it if you guys want it on the list. That's
We'll see.
fine.
Hey,
We've got
we'll
lots
see.
more
We'll
movies.
see. We'll see. Moving on, Taylor.
Yeah, I don't know, Tuong. I feel like you're gonna pick some of the ones that I want to, so I'm going a little more off the beaten path of my picks.
Yeah, baby.
My
yeah, do
first
it.
one, I'm gonna go with Leave No Trace.
What the fuck is Leave No Trace?
I told all you fools to watch this.
No.
Did you?
Oh,
I
no.
don't, I'm sorry, I didn't watch
Yes, it stars Ben Foster and a newcomer, Thomasin McKenzie. I think she's about 13 years old. She's from New Zealand. But the movie's directed by Deborah Granick. The last movie that she did was actually Winter's Bone, which got Jennifer Lawrence her big break. And she is incredible at getting these performances out of young actors. But the movie, basically, what happens is Ben Foster and his daughter, they live off the grid. They live in a national park outside of Portland, Oregon, basically. He suffers from PTSD from he's fought in one of America's forever wars. They don't get into the specifics, but it doesn't really matter. But he just kind of turns his back on a society that's already turned it on him. So the movie starts with them living in this forest. But you can tell just at the beginning of the story, it won't last because they're there illegally. You can't live in a national park. So they get found out, and then they have these social services people who find them. Then they try to reintegrate them back into society. But there's just a pull. He doesn't want that. He wants to be back the whole time. And it's really good. It's just kind of like the themes in the movie deal with like society and community. There's no real villain in the movie. It's just most of the struggle is with Ben Foster, who I think is one of the greatest actors
He
working
is.
right now that is criminally
Oh,
underrated.
he's so intense.
He's super
though.
underrated.
Hell or High
There's-
Water, right?
yeah.
He was in Hell. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
that's
that's a
Absolutely.
great introduction to Ben Foster because he's not just angry the whole movie,
Yeah,
which
that was-
sometimes he is.
He usually plays that kind of character, right?
Yes,
Like
he
the kind of
he
the dick and
simmers.
like angry. So
Yeah.
in this
Yeah,
movie, he's less angry.
Intense.
Yeah,
he
the
is like
intensity.
he's not a violent guy in this movie. He does suffer from PTSD, but it's more so him shutting down internally. He's not lashing out or anything. And one thing is, you think maybe he's not a bad dad, but you see like he is a really good father to her as well.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they try to reintroduce them into society, like they're going over tests with her and stuff to see where she was at, like intellectually. And then they, in all the tests, you see that she's grades above where she should be. Like her dad is teaching her everything that she needs to. And like, it's just really taking care of the earth and leaving things the way that they are. And it's a beautiful movie. The color palette is gorgeous. It's so green and lush. And then they do, they cut to the city. Sometimes you'll see oil refineries and highways and stuff, but it's not gaudy or, in lesser hands, it would jump out at you and kind of cheesy, but the way that she handles it so well. And it's just an incredible movie. And I'm saddened that none of you have watched it.
This is a good place to promote the movies that maybe everybody has
definitely.
had. I definitely have heard of
my
it.
3 picks.
Yeah, I've heard of it because it was on a ton of lists, and she was on a ton of lists because everybody was like, hey, Oscars, why are there never ladies on your list? And she was often represented as one of the people who wasn't, who could have been in contention for a Best Director nod, but was not.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about this movie, but I completely forgot. It does sound really cool. Is it long? It sounds long.
Maybe
Tony
an
has a
hour and
drama
40,
bias.
something like that.
That's not long.
That's
not long.
reasonable.
That's very reasonable. Des, I know you had a...
Auntie Des has a hot take on this.
Yeah,
No drama should be longer than 2 hours. No comedy longer than 90 minutes.
Boom.
No drama longer than 2 hours?
Yeah.
210.
210.
What?
2
210.
Yuma.
Then your editor is being lazy and your cinematographer is too far up his own ass.
Les, what do you have? Do you have introductions this year?
3100 BC. That is the estimated year of production of a fragmented board found in the first dynasty burials in Egypt. After years of decoding hieroglyphics and finding more complete sets, the ornate boards have a grid consisting of 30 squares arranged in 3 rows of 10 with 2 sets of pawns. The rules of this Egyptian pastime are held to some conjecture. The original rules as they were back then are not entirely known, with historians of the amusement piecing together how to play via snippets of text spanning thousands of years. And it will forever live under the title Senat. Sounds like something I'd like to bring for my first pick for Best Movie of 2018, because I'm going to bring this to Game Night.
Yes.
Excellent.
Wow.
You have one for... What if I nominated that first?
You took a long
Would you
walk
been
to
pissed?
get there.
Yeah,
I would've been
Des,
pissed.
You said 90 minutes for comedy, 2 hours for... How long for intros?
Yeah. A tight 100 seconds.
This is the movie episode. You got to do intros.
Leslie's been doing this since the very first episode of Ranked, so
Yeah.
he has to keep it going.
That's great because Game Night was great.
Game
Game
Night
Night is so good. Talk about fucking best screenplay. Why
Yes.
wasn't this movie
And
nominated?
cinematography because it had so much style. It had
it was
style
it
to
was
spare.
great. It had style up the ass.
Best supporting for Jesse Plemons.
Yes.
And not just Jesse Plemons, but there were some great comedic performances from people who don't get to walk that walk very much. And it's so rewarding to see. And then aces in their places. Jason Bateman's always funny. Lamorne Morris is always funny. But to see Rachel McAdams
is awesome, and
Sharon Horgan
hot.
coming over to a big American movie. She's
Yes, everybody
so
was
good.
good. Everybody was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Kyle Chandler was good, and it was pretty. And
The plot held. This is like always like the litmus test for me. It held my attention
Yeah.
rather the entire time.
Yeah.
And a lot of movies I'll kind of fade in and out. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
The
so
symptom of
I do this horrible thing with my husband where I'll watch a movie that I want to watch, and then if I think it's good, I'll pretend like I haven't seen it, and then I'll watch it again with him because he hates watching movies with me when I've already seen it because I sit there with a different energy.
Right.
So I stunted on him with Game Night because I watched it first and then was like, oh well, let's watch this movie.
It's very
and
funny.
and watching it twice, like 2 days in a row, just makes it so much better because
Yeah.
it's detailed and everything comes back around, and they have so much shit they've got to tie together, and it all gets
the
tied together.
ending,
Yes.
the end credits.
one?
Yes.
Yeah. The
Okay.
end
Are we
credits.
talking about this after? or
Yeah,
at
we'll
post-
talk. We'll get it.
No,
We can,
but-
you could get into it after, but like it's so good.
And all the
It's so good.
transition work that ends up
Yes.
tying in. Beautiful movie.
It's just great, and it's great, and it's
Funny.
fun, and it's light.
and
like
it's an original story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
The direction was brilliant too. All their establishing shots kind of looked like a Monopoly board or
Yeah,
a light.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I got to watch it again.
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't
they
pick
do
up on that.
not quite overhead, but it's kind
Yeah.
of like you're looking down and it looks like a game
What
board.
would
but
be
That's
just
so smart.
what would be a typical top-down drone shot in any other movie is actually like a board. Oh, it's so beautifully done, and every single actor in that is like a strong comedy actor. No bit parts. It's
Yeah.
all like Jeffrey Wright or Chelsea Peretti. It's just
Yes.
Michael C.
beautifully
Hall.
done. Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
everybody
That's right.
is spectacular and having fun with it. Oh, what a good fucking movie.
Perhaps you'll have another game night. It's just Jesse Plemons. Like Jesse,
Yeah.
that is maybe one of my favorite performance of the year. Jesse Plemons is
Playing
like
it so
so,
straight.
so
Playing it so straight.
I was very, surprised how much I like this movie, honestly, because like
Yes.
people talked about it. I'm like, yeah, how good can this like just comedy,
it's
like
comedy.
random comedy thing be? And I watched it, I'm like, the laughs per minute and the originality of it was really
Blew my
just
mind.
so
Yeah.
cool.
So
Yeah,
good.
I really liked
Whenever he catches them going in with all the bags of chips and stuff, he's like, "Oh yeah, it was a deal, 3 for $5. 3 for $5.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem profitable."
Yeah,
for
and
you."
in the credits they show that like he has like a bulletin
Yeah.
board of like, well, 3 to 5. That doesn't
Every
make
single
sense.
Spoiler.
thing. Yeah.
Hey, it's part of the credits.
And that was written and directed by the same guys.
I don't know. I didn't do any research on this.
I
As
think-
what? Sorry.
Game Night. The directors also wrote it. Like that's what I mean. I have a
Oh,
feeling
they-
that's true.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of the actors from Bones is the guy.
Beer.
It was
It's like
I can't
something
think of his name.
daily. What's his
Beyond.
fucking name?
John Francis Daly.
John Francis
He
Daly,
played-
yeah.
He played Sam in Freaks and Geeks. He was the young,
Yes,
the main.
he's been around, and he's gonna be so good with comedy. Like,
Nice.
This is
Alright.
exciting for me.
Super
Well,
stuff.
I'm pretty sure those guys are currently attached to the Flash movie, if that ever happens. But they've
That's
got
Yeah,
their, like, 4 directors.
They've
so.
come into Script Doctor other stuff too. Anyway, it's an exciting time because they're so young. They're gonna be.
I
around
like
forever.
this nomination a lot.
Tongue.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Okay.
Ow.
Going in hot, number 5.
Okay. Round 2, baby. This movie, man, it's 8th grade. That's my.
Oh man.
Oh
Hey, Tom,
God.
I knew you were going to pick that.
You're gonna, you know, Taylor,
yeah.
you know me.
Oh
I know.
God.
Talk about snubs.
This it breaks my heart that it wasn't even considered at the Oscars.
Yeah, and he won the
At
Writers
all.
Guild Award
For
anything.
script writing.
For direction. He
for-
got those performances out of children.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
but seeing him
insane.
win like I think Screen Actors Guild, they gave him an award.
Writers Guild, Directors Guild.
Yeah, like
He got
a couple props
he
here.
got recognition everywhere other than the big show.
But even
that
Elsie
doesn't-
Fisher should have been
Oh,
nominated
I
for
know.
like
God,
she,
that girl.
Man, this movie is so it's
Painful.
it's painful and heartbreaking, but it's the most real thing
Yes.
I've seen on screen in a long time.
It's just like a
The way
raw nerve the whole time.
the ongoing narrative of her in front of her camera is like it's so poignant and beautiful and perfect. They place it he places it so perfectly in the story. Gucci, and that was funny every time.
every time.
There was no rule of threes with that. It was funny every single time.
She's just so sweet. And that performance. So we talk about famous actresses going ugly to win their Oscars. That is the most raw, stripped down performance of a girl who's wearing her full acne
Yeah.
and every insecurity any girl can have. That's her body in a bathing suit. You
up
can't
close, too.
pretend that. That isn't bad teeth and dramatic makeup. Like this girl put it all out there. She was 13. What an insane performance.
She's gonna go far. She's
Oh,
gonna
I
go
brave.
hope so. Oh, I
Yeah.
hope so.
I just
That movie
They
just
did not
shredded my heart. In
famously they
2,000
did not
pieces.
cast. She was not cast in her high school play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Good for
Yeah.
her. She went to the Oscars.
That's
instead.
right. That's right.
She wears a suit like a boss.
That's
too.
right.
They
and
do-
she was the least awkward person on stage when she was presenting her. She was like,
And that too speaks to the caliber of actress. Like she can be so self-possessed in front of all of those idiot bigwigs,
Yeah.
but then the vulnerability with the dad. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I watched that movie with 2 girlfriends of mine who we've been friends since we were in the 5th grade. And the noises and the cringing and the moments where I can't even look at her because of what's happening. And you look over to these 2 girls and everybody has like a blanket up under their mouths being like, honey, oh, honey.
But it's
I've never seen a theater break down like that. Like I was sitting closer to the back. See, it was like watching a game Guess Who, and the things are just periodically getting flicked down. Like people were just losing their shit crying in that movie. We went to the theater. Steph was bawling, like ugly crying, her own words. And there was another girl that was doing that. And whenever we left out into the lobby, just this complete stranger, Steph and her just went up and just started hugging each other
Yeah.
because
I
they were
love that.
so
That's
overcome
so
with
nice.
emotion.
We are all still that insecure.
But it's cool because they translate it into the digital age, the modern age. Because like, of course, like when we were growing up, we didn't have like Facebook and stuff when we were in 8th grade. But the way they translate that same era of life, but they digitize it into like YouTube and
Oh, yeah.
Facebook and Instagram was like. so smart because Bo Burnham didn't grow up like
No.
that, but he grew up really close to social media, so he just
Yeah.
related it back to his
Yeah.
own experiences.
It was brilliant.
But like
Also, good casting of the dad because he looked like an old Bo Burnham.
Dude,
Yeah, it's
that's
true. It's true.
I was gonna say that the relationship with the dad, like that,
Yeah.
is kind of for me the true heart of the movie almost. Like
That's-
it's one of the
absolutely.
it's one of the
There's
most
a-
important things, and it's
yeah.
like it's so beautiful.
There's a lot to it.
Oh,
like
and Gabe, sweet Gabe with his chicken nugget sauces.
so there's some good humor in
Oh
the movie
my
too, like
God.
classic
Oh.
Bo Burnham stuff.
He's hilarious. I love
Oh,
him.
Yeah.
and then the archery certificate. I just left this archery certificate here because of his archery. Like all of it was so sweet. Oh God, it was so sweet.
I think they do a lot
I
with
could
their
never watch that movie again.
No? I think they do a lot with their short runtime.
It
I think it's like an
hurts.
hour, 40 minutes or so.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's
perfect.
like it does what
You
it does.
need to make some editing.
They talk about
choices.
social anxiety. They talk about
Oh.
depression. They talk about just social media,
And
mental health,
just
all
the
of that.
pressure on kids to be sexualized so young. Ugh.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Love
It
it.
was just
But
it's
hands
a
on
movie
top.
about a girl in the 8th grade, but it's insanely relatable to people that
Oh.
are 34. Like
Oh.
it doesn't matter how
Like
old you are. Just the
performative.
themes are.
We'll talk about this in
Yeah.
the spoiler section, but
Oh.
there's a very uncomfortable scene which was perfect, the way they do it, but it's so
There's a lot of uncomfortable scenes, Tom.
uncomfortable. But it's the one, it's
Okay.
the sexual one,
Yeah.
if you will. It's
By the way, one of my favorite climactic scenes. We can get into it after the break, but like in the hallway, you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yes.
yeah, we'll talk about it after.
yeah.
Let's move on.
Point of
Des,
combination.
what do you got?
Oh man, that was the sound I make when I get really excited.
Can we get it again?
Nope.
Okay. Geez, my list is dwindling so fast. So, I really liked The Favorite.
Okay.
Did any
Yeah.
of you guys go see it?
I saw
Oh
it.
hell yeah!
Okay, good.
I
So
saw it.
this movie was the one
I
that
did not. Sorry.
it checked all my boxes. So it is beautiful to look at. It has a clear sense of color, and they use a fisheye lens for a lot of angles. Everything is low and wide. It is Yorgos Lanthimos. I'm saying that phonetically. His
I think that's it. I think that's
Great.
actually it.
awesome. As I walk around with a name you can't pronounce phonetically, so I get it. He's a zany, weird guy, and this was his most accessible movie, but it still definitely felt like a movie made by a quirky, zany, weird guy. It was a historic. What did they describe it as? Like a historic black comedy drama.
It's like Victorian era.
Yeah,
type,
and it did all those things perfectly. It was funny. It was you don't have to understand the history to understand what's going on because it was a relationship dynamic movie. It was about power between women. Olivia Colman's performance was ridiculous, but everybody was so good in it, all the way down to Nicholas Hoult and all the supporting dudes.
She had the best speech.
Oh yeah, they all have great
I
speeches.
tweeted out that her speech is my favorite movie. of
Oh, you mean
2019
speechy
so
speech.
far.
The speech
Oscar
at
speech.
the Oscar speech.
yeah,
acceptance.
she's so charming.
I missed
Great.
that.
Oh,
I
it was
didn't
great.
And then- and
she
that's-
just started like saying random people's
Yeah.
names, and then she ended her speech with Lady Gaga, and it just laughed.
No,
She's
so
like, oh yes,
charming.
wrap it up.
No ego, and that's the kind of performance that you get
Yes.
from someone with no ego, because
Yeah.
that is an ugly
I
performance.
have a feeling I would love this movie. I'm very
It is-
sad. It's on my shame list. I will
Oh,
share my shame list at the
charming.
end.
Can I
Bad.
butt in
It's
for a sec?
charming.
I watched it. I
Ton.
did not like it.
Oh,
What
Yeah.
didn't
What?
you like about it?
And I tried.
The
We can
stunts.
get into this later if you want. When
Yeah,
we're
we
True.
can.
If it's being presented less. I just-
let's try and burn through this topic.
Let's just
Yeah.
I'll get to it later.
I thought it for a movie that so clearly was an Oscar movie. From the moment they announced the cast, everybody knew this was headed to the Oscars. It was a lot less pretentious than a movie that was a period black comedy drama could be.
Yeah.
It was really easy to get into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, it looks like it's going to be the most boring
Exactly.
movie in the world.
But it's
not.
not.
It's
Maybe
not.
it was. No. We'll get into it. We'll
He
get
didn't
into
understand it.
We'll get into it. Taylor, what do you got?
Oh shit, back to me. Well, for my second one, I think I'm gonna pick another one that I'm guessing nobody has seen, but First Reformed.
Oh man.
That was on my shame list. I'm so sorry. I wanted to see it.
I heard great things about Ethan Hawke, but I did not see this movie.
Oh, I heard about this. Sell it on us, Taylor.
Okay, so again, Ethan Hawke, who I think Rami Malek should just give him his Oscar from this year because it's insane that he wasn't nominated for it. But so Ethan Hawke he's the priest of this tiny little church. It's called the First Reformed Baptist Church, and they're approaching their centennial. It's just like this old ass church. His congregation has maybe 3 or 4 people in it, and yet he does this thing every week. He's coughing at the start of the movie, so you can tell he's kind of sick.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I consider a scene of a movie. You're like, okay, you can tell. But the movie just it deals with like faith and spirituality, but then it's pretty much about environmental action and terrorism, which was like a twist I didn't know going into it. So what happens is one of the people in his congregation, played by Amanda Seyfried, she goes and speaks to him and asks if he can come see her husband because he's been acting really strange and erratic lately. And then he goes to their house and he chats with him, and the husband is just obsessed with the environment and how we're killing the world. And he's basically, they go snooping around in the garage and they find a bunch of bombs. He's making bombs. He's planning to be a environmental terrorist, but then he takes his own life. And then basically what happened, and this isn't a spoiler, this is really like the
I was going to say, is this all in the trailer?
No. So basically what happens is after that's done, they kind of like, Ethan Hawke's like, I'll get rid of the stuff. We don't want to sully his name. And then he just takes all of his research and he starts reading it. And then he starts seeing that we are killing the earth. And it kind of like, it deals with like moral imperative of what do you do? Like, do we help the earth or do we just let it go and, save ourselves for the afterlife? Because it's a lot. I wish one of you had at least seen it. But it's crazy. Cedric the Entertainer, he goes by Cedric Kyle. He's in this movie too. He's actually, he's the preacher in this mega church. He's actually the one that got Ethan Hawke the job. And Ethan Hawke is an alcoholic. I think he also has PTSD. Maybe there's a theme with that for me. But like at one scene, he's mixing whiskey and Pepto-Bismol and just slugging those down. Oh. It's disgusting. But the movie's directed by Paul Schrader. And if you don't know Paul Schrader, he actually wrote Taxi Driver and Raging Bull for Scorsese.
Oh, cool.
So
I was thinking Paul Schaefer from David Letterman.
Dave, you're gonna love this one.
Diddling.
Yeah. But Ethan Hawke's character is very similar to Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver. They have that kind of drive and kind of, again, rejecting society and trying. I don't want to give too much more away. I've already told basically like.
Yeah, I don't want you to give any more away, please. This is too much for me, Mr. I don't like spoilers at all. I don't watch trailers. Chung knows my fucking feeling.
30 seconds of a trailer and then you go in.
I like trailers. I like the first trailer. I'll watch the first trailer or a teaser.
I'll watch the first trailer of a movie I don't care about, but if I know I'm going to see the movie, a la Avengers, Infinity War, or Endgame, I'm not going to fucking watch it.
We're not going to get into this.
God damn it.
It doesn't.
You're wrong.
It doesn't spoil anything.
You're wrong.
It just hypes me up. Right. Taylor, this movie sounds cool. It was one of my movies that I wanted to get into.
I had no idea it was about those things.
Exactly.
I've seen enough Angry Priest movies.
This was what's it called? First Reformed.
First Reformed.
First Reformed. Yeah, it's the name of the church. Yeah, okay, First Reformed. It's a pretty like, I don't know, kind of like Leave No Trace. It's like a quiet and meditative, and it's just it's a lot of internal struggle, and he's dealing with what to do, and he's just talking to higher ups, and they don't help, and he's torn. It's very cool. I recommend checking it out. At least a trailer.
Well, Leslie doesn't like trailers, so we can't.
All right. So what does Leslie like?
Leslie, what do you have? Do you have another hot introduction for us?
January brought the Mexican peso crisis. February brought the end of Mike Myers on SNL. March brought the notorious rapper Eazy-E's announcement that he had the AIDS virus. In April, Martha Stewart got her own TV show. May saw the rise of Jacques Chirac in France. In June, Taylor, you're fucking up my intro, man. In June, Pocahontas had its world premiere at Central Park with 100,000 people there. July brought the late night wars to a head with Jay Leno getting its first win over David Letterman in the ratings. Roaring into August, the 8th annual Shark Week was unleashed to the world. September brought the opening of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. October was all about, if the glove does not fit, you must acquit. O.J. Simpson found not guilty. November was star-studded with the 80th birthday party of Frank Sinatra. December was somber as the Grateful Dead decided not to continue without famed frontman Jerry Garcia. This year had its ups. This year had its downs. This year has something in common with my second pick for Best Movie of 2018. The year is 1995. The movie is mid-90s.
Wow, what a journey to get to it. And he threw the paper. Aren't you going to need that for your last nomination?
Nope, didn't have time to write a third one.
That was a lot of Wikipedia, wasn't
Wow.
Yeah. I found this one website that had every month of 1995 kind of like highlighted
Summarized.
too.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect.
So you didn't have to write any of it.
I barely.
it? Mid-90s.
Mid-90s.
I didn't see it.
Directed by Jonah Hill.
Yes.
I didn't think a lot of people would see this. This was probably my favorite movie of the year. It is I believe it is 88 minutes.
Perfect. See?
So
That's
good. No
that's
Just be a
tight.
confident filmmaker and get your job done.
no fat on this movie whatsoever.
Don't
the
like a
entire
fat
thing
movie.
the entire thing holds your attention from start to finish. Jonah Hill directed it. He cast a bunch of unknowns, just all unknowns, and it's basically about these kids in, I believe it's Los Angeles, who are like just young and they skateboard around, and it's about them skateboarding around and having fun and getting into trouble. And there's this really, like, the lead kid is amazing. I don't know the actor his name because I don't do research.
Did he
But-
write it, Jonah Hill?
I think so.
Yeah, he
I
did.
think he did.
That was
Thank
part of the
you.
big
Thanks,
deal.
Taylor. Yeah.
So does it have a plot?
Yes, it
Okay,
does. Yes,
'cause
it definitely
these
does.
slice of life-
It's a coming of age
Okay.
movie. It's a coming of age movie, but just not the more dirty kind of real side of
Right.
that. There's an amazing set piece in the middle of this movie that is so fucking epic, where this kid just decides to take a chance at something to impress his older. It's about this younger kid who's trying to get in with the older, cooler
Right.
skateboard kids, and there's this whole kind of hierarchy where the oldest of the skater friends, he's like in with the people who are even older than him, who have like sponsorships with skateboard companies and stuff, and then there's like kind of jealousy going on in there, but the kid's just trying to be a kid and be cool, and they kind of adopt him into this group of skaters, and they teach him the ways, and it's really, really funny. It's probably the hardest I've laughed since like a Judd Apatow movie. Like it's very of that style. Like there's this conversation they have in a skate shop towards the beginning of the movie that's like really fucking funny, and it's great. I don't want to spoil it, so I won't. But mid-90s. It's great. I know it won't make the list, but I'm saying this because I feel like literally no one is talking about it. It's not like 8th grade where it's like it's got
Right.
these awards.
People are championing it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you think-
Nobody is talking
yeah.
about mid-90s, and you just go see this movie.
It got
It's
some
88
heat when it
minutes.
first came out, and then that was it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was Jonah Hill, and he
Right,
was
he
doing
was
the
doing
press,
press, yeah.
and stuff. But
If I may,
yeah.
this movie's awesome. Isn't it hard to describe a movie that nobody's seen?
Yes. Did you see it, Taylor?
Hey, buddy. Yeah, no, it was really good.
Oh.
Reviews were a little bit mixed, so initially I didn't go in, but it's awesome. Leslie's right. It's fucking fantastic.
I thought you said you didn't watch this movie, Taylor. You messaged me like yesterday or 2 days ago saying you didn't watch it.
Guess what I watched today, buddy?
Oh,
Smart.
it's
Use your
fast.
time.
It's a fast watch, isn't it?
Smart
It goes
use of your
by.
time.
Yeah, 126 minutes. Or an hour and 26 minutes.
An hour
sorry.
26. Boom.
Right.
Right there.
Lie to
Yeah,
me.
don't-
Don't lie to me.
Don't lie.
Um,
Auntie Des will come after you.
That's right. I
Yeah,
like
I know.
short
I know
movies.
it's not gonna make. I know it's not gonna make
She'll
the
strangle
list.
you with her wool sweater.
I don't care. Hopefully, everyone listening
fine.
just takes a chance. Mid-90s. It's really good. Taylor, that set piece in the middle. You know what I'm talking about? Where he's trying to.
Yeah, the gap.
So good. It's so
Yeah.
good.
Have you ever seen the movie This Is England?
This is England. No, I haven't.
Is it This is Sparta?
No.
No, it's like it came out in like 2006 or
So
7
no
or
Gerard Butler.
less than you'd want. But yeah, no, this movie actually really reminded me of that. It takes place in the 80s, and there's this one kid, Thomas Turgoose is the actor, but he's just kind of an outcast and he doesn't have any friends. And then he kind of sidles up to this group of, they're like British nationalists, but they're really friendly to him and they take him in, and he can just kind of, in it, watching mid-90s, it really made me think of that. It's like, oh, this kid who's hanging out with people from kind of the wrong side of the tracks, but like they're nice to him, and you can see how like, yeah, it just really.
There's some real heartfelt moments in there too. It's really nice. There are some cool
Well-balanced.
character progression stuff. It's really, really good. Anyway,
and
So
does it
wait, it's my
end?
pick.
Does it end?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a good solid ending. Yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm gonna watch it then.
I like
Yes.
the 90s. 90s are dope.
Mid-90s.
That's it. It's a very niche thing, like
Yeah.
skateboard culture, the language, the way people talk to each other.
See, like-
it definitely is something.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of F words
specific.
dropped.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now-
It's filthy.
and-
It's a
yeah.
filthy. movie,
Des,
but-
is it true that you used to be a skateboarder?
Never.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I'm notoriously uncoordinated.
You were just Razor Scooter, right, Des?
Actually, I spent a lot of time on rollerblades.
Oh.
Roller
So that
skates are
gives-
cooler
That gives you a good example. Not back when I was of the
Oh
age.
no, the blades were
Yeah.
the thing.
because of the.
And
the
I lived in
back
a suburb that was
rubber
nice
stopper.
and freshly tarred and
Nice.
asphalted, so I
I
cruised
fell
around
off my
on-
rollerblades a couple times,
Yeah.
just going down hills and just scraping my knees.
Yeah.
Never had knee pads.
wrist
I
guards.
legitimately thought wrist guards were cool. I used to
coolest?
wear them when
They
we
looked
played.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of all the
They
protective
still are.
gear.
Bring them back, Taylor. Just bring them,
Okay.
but don't rollerblade anywhere.
Oh no. I wouldn't even always have the blades on,
Because they're super cool.
matching each other's.
Let's go to round 3, people. Final round. Oh my goodness.
There's so many ways to play it.
There's so many ways, and this I won't make
Who's
up.
gonna break first?
All right, I'm nominating the bagel belt. This is my number 3.
I back tongue in the bagel belt, by the way.
Oh fuck you! You know, I thought of this line the other week, and I was very proud of myself.
What? Fuck you?
No. The biggest choke you ever had was with the belt.
Wow.
The biggest choke you ever had on
You
the
should have
podcast
said that
was
on
with
the
belt.
cast.
Yeah, I know. It was
Oh,
good.
I guess you're saying it now.
Yep.
All right. I made a top 10 like I usually do on every year for the movies episode, and this one's on my number. It's my number 5 because I have. There's other movies that I technically ranked higher than this, but
Get on with it.
I feel like this movie was missed by a lot of people, which is why I want to shout it out. I feel
Yeah.
like you guys have been like shouting out a lot of movies that people might have missed and
Yeah.
things like that. So my movie is Searching.
Oh, nice.
Oh, John
That's on my
Cho.
Ani Mensch.
Yeah, I was
God bless John Cho.
super impressed with this movie, and
Really
John Cho.
fun movie.
John Cho's cool.
He's
I love.
so
You know what?
cool.
This year in particular, not only is it huge for just Asians,
Yeah.
because they usually don't get represented,
And not in so many genres,
no.
too.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I don't want to compare race or anything like that, but it's mostly a thing where like I never see.
No, Tom. Let's rank the races.
Let's rank races.
Do it.
Whites. No. But I really don't get to see Asian representation on the big screen ever. And this year was kind of cool for that. So having my boy John Cho
Oh, and he's
take the
beautiful.
center of this movie in a really cool thriller movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the premise is the way it's shot, it's just all done on screens. So
Mm-hmm.
you're seeing everything that you would see on a MacBook, everything that you see on an iPhone, or just TV.
Windows.
Yeah.
Windows,
There's Windows
and
in there?
Windows like Vista or something like that.
Yeah.
Or XP. It was XP.
Yeah.
And it's they never show any other shots besides that, or sometimes it's on like security cams. The
Which
movie,
takes such genius planning, too. Like, it's much more artful when you think about how hard that is.
yeah, and I've seen like short films that are like 10 minutes of that kind of thing, and I always kind
Or
of like
lesser horror movies that do the same thing.
them. Right, but this movie,
Yeah, I've seen 2 movies before that have done this.
yeah, but this movie, the entire thing is done like this, and it goes. It just the entire time I was pretty intrigued.
Well,
I
Well, they use it to its fullest extent. So like there's great shots where he's he'll leave the webcam on and he's getting a phone call about his missing daughter.
Yeah.
And it'll just be like a window on the computer screen that you're watching. So it's kind of like you're watching a regular scene, but as opposed to the camera being right there in his face, you're watching
framed.
it's framed in a different.
it's like as a FaceTime.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah. It's
he just
it's
has
very,
a
very
FaceTime
cool.
window
It's done
open.
in
It's
a
kind of hard to
way-
explain, but-
It's not as cheesy as the other ways I've seen it done. Like it's done in a way that's sort of respectful to the action, and it's a bit more. It's a lot less like there's a man behind you while you're on your
Yeah.
blog.
Yeah.
I was genuinely intrigued the entire
a
way
good story.
through. It's
Yeah.
it's a really good story told really well.
I
And-
thought it was lame.
Really? Oh man, I thought it was cool.
so predictable, and like I've seen it done.
Oh,
before.
shit, really?
So
Yeah.
man, I have to. I don't. I
Turn around.
guess I haven't.
It rained on Tuesday. I'm like, okay, yeah, obviously.
I don't know, man. Like I'm.
Is
I
this
have
because
problems.
nobody was
I-
suffering from PTSD in it, Taylor? Is that why you're
That's
angry?
Actually,
Because
the
it
girl
wasn't
very
bleak
well
and
could.
sad. Yeah, that's true. Actually,
I as someone who uses a computer a lot, I
That's life.
The
That's how you do
coolest
your
thing
things.
was the way he troubleshooted through just like getting through accounts and things like
Yes,
that.
that's very
You
cool.
see
That was very
The
cool.
pacing of him, okay, I'm gonna forgot my password on Google, so I'm gonna go sign into this. Now I gotta get this code. I gotta
Yeah,
do
it's
this
on my
other
phone.
stuff,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna look at all these other things. I don't know. I thought it was paced really well. I mean, I guess you could
And-
say the story is not the best part of it, but I thought the execution was cool.
Yeah,
I'd
agree with that.
And it uses it. There's a great convention in this movie where it does it does have characters' real thoughts via text that they choose not to send.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, when his daughter is missing, this is in the first 10 minutes of the movie. He's like, "Where are you? You said you would be here at this
Yeah,
time.
delete,
you
delete.
didn't take out the garbage. Blah 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 blah." And then he deletes it and just, "Hey, wondering where you are. Miss you."
Yeah.
So it's like it's very smart in that way. I do have problems with it, especially towards the end. I think it gets really messy and twisty and like,
Too much.
It's too much.
We could
it's
talk.
too much.
Yeah, let's talk about it afterwards.
too much,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I wanted to shout it out because I think it's really.
It's a
cool.
great pick. That's a great
It's
pick.
really.
It was on all
it's
my
a really
email.
timely kind of movie because
Yeah.
it's right now in the thick of the digital media age and stuff like that. And I think
Absolutely.
it only gets kind of neater in that way.
Recognizable in what it is.
And it just and the last thing I'll say is it just shows how exposed we are on digital platforms where like even your dad can get in
Yes.
and change everything. Like he's
We're also
doing it for a good
hackable.
cause where he's trying to find his daughter.
Yeah.
But we are kind of hackable. What's this?
Sorry.
Okay, cool.
that
I
was-
was trying to make a point. No.
Sorry, I had to sneeze.
Does that sneeze? Yeah. Really?
Yeah, that was-
You sneeze like you cough?
That was performative. That was a performative.
It was a
sneeze.
performative sneeze.
Okay. Oh, 10 out of 10. It's very
Sneeze for
Shakespearean.
attention.
Des, what do you got?
You know what?
Oh.
I'm gonna go someplace I didn't think I was gonna go. Because y'all are getting serious with your dramedies and your dramas. I loved the movie Blockers, man. That's a stupid comedy.
Whoa.
And I loved it.
Wow,
so Blockers
Des.
is a comedy movie that stars Ike Barinholtz and John Cena and Leslie Mann and then 3 younger lady actresses whose names I don't know. It takes a very standard trope of everybody's got to get laid on prom night, but then it puts women in the driver's seat of it and all their conversations are still raunchy. There's a line in that movie that I watched it at home and I paused it after like this one little set piece and got up to get a snack and I giggled about that line the entire time it took to make popcorn and sat down. And it's the line, "I'd rather eat 10 dicks than 1 almond joy." I thought that was one of the funniest lines I've heard. And I honestly it was so funny and there's honest relationships between girls, and then there's a story about a girl who realizes her sexuality throughout it, relationships between different kinds of parents. It's stupid. It does all the same things we've seen 1,000 times, but it was refreshing and well written, and characters were more believable. There was a lot less tropiness than you find in this same genre. I thought it was perfect and funny and dumb in a way that was less alienating than all these other movies felt to me, especially as a chick. It treated sex a bit differently than these movies tend to do it. I just felt that it was a perfection of that genre, and I liked it.
Pick way out of left field. Did
Yeah.
not expect
Did not
that.
expect
Didn't
that.
see it because I thought it would be stupid.
It's funny.
It's really funny.
Oh,
It's
really?
really funny.
It's a really good movie.
Is
It's
John Cena good?
He is.
John Cena's fantastic.
He is, and
Okay.
they use him absolutely to the best way possible that you can use him. And he plays the one who sort of goes overboard the most on this whole like can't let my daughter have sex. But then they do a beautiful thing where his wife straight up lectures him about why everything he's doing is like retro and terrible, and
Right.
why we consider women as these fragile, different characters. So we treat their sexuality differently. Like it is directly addressed in his face. And Ike Barinholtz is funny all the time, and he
I
plays
love
more
that
like
guy.
He's really
he plays
funny.
sort of more of the steady hand. There's some good visual gags. It's just good.
Yeah, I liked
Butt
it.
chugging.
Butt chugging.
Oh, you've all seen it except me.
I liked it.
Oh my
I think
goodness.
it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. I think it definitely challenges some of the tropes that you were
Yeah,
talking
it
about.
just does more.
Yeah, it does a little bit more than I was. It's better than I thought.
Yes.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
I wasn't blown away by it, but it was way better than I thought.
In its genre, I think it was the best.
I
could've
thought it
been.
was really good. I would tell people after I saw it is like, if you like the movie Neighbors,
Yes.
go see it. You will really like
What
it.
about Neighbors 2?
Neighbors 2
Same
was
thing.
fine.
I've never seen it. Just-
Neighbors 2 was fine. It did more too than it needed to do. Neighbors 2 wasn't now, so who cares? But it went above and beyond the call of making a sequel to the movie Neighbors.
fair enough. Fair enough.
There are a couple things that Blockers did that to me really stood out, and it's everything you're saying, Des, just the way it treated women and girls.
It just
and
had
stuff,
more
but they're-
respect for its characters.
Well, absolutely. So, like, whenever they start drinking before prom, John Cena's daughter, one of the leads, she's standing with her prom date, and before she takes her shot, she's like, just so you know, I fully intend to have sex tonight. I just want to tell you that before I get drunk. And then she has her shot. And I was like, oh, great. So like, first of all, nobody's being taken advantage of.
Yeah.
And then like later on, there's something, one of her friends dresses up a room and makes it very nice, like very romantic for her. And then the friend goes up and she thinks it's the boyfriend, and she's like, oh my God, you're so sweet. And he's like, actually, no, it wasn't me. It was your friend Abby or whatever.
Nobody's
and it was just
creepy.
Nobody's creepy. Nobody's lying. They're not like building it on a foundation of deceit. Like, it's just like, it was so refreshing. It was like, for a second, I'd be like, uh-oh, this could go. No.
That's
oh my God, you dressed it perfectly. And thank you.
I think a good, the last thing I'll say about this movie is I like how they treat Ike Barinholtz's character in his relationship with his daughter.
Yes.
Because they treat it really nicely, where his daughter is gay.
Yeah.
And just the conversations they have is so nice.
Yeah.
And I don't see that very often.
And it's a good parent to parent dynamic as well. Like,
he doesn't care.
And the way people consider each other based on silly stereotypes of like, well, you split up, you must be the one who cheated. That totally colors everybody's opinions. Like, it just
he's a loser in this movie, basically.
Yeah, he plays a
always
loser,
is,
but
though.
it turns out he has amazing emotional depth, and he really does understand, why this quest of theirs is so fun. Every character is fleshed out and realistic, and it makes it funnier and more accessible.
I just remembered his daughter's date is named Chad, and he's this fat little redhead kid with and he's like such a goober, and Ike Barinholtz legitimately thinks he's the coolest kid.
But even he has, like, even all the goofy dude characters who are sort of thrown off have their moment. Like, even Chad, who is painted as this big loser, has this karaoke moment where you realize that, like, no, this guy is dripping with confidence. Like, everybody is layered. It's very well done.
What does he say? He's like, Chad, if you fuck with my daughter, I'll shove that fedora so far up your ass it'll be a hat.
Does anyone else's asshole tighten when Taylor's audio drops out? Because it's like, oh shit.
Mine does.
But then it always comes back. It always comes back. Taylor, you've been dropping out this whole time.
But not
like
as
a
much
boomerang.
as,
But not.
it's been good.
Yeah, but not crazy and not
Anyways,
crazy.
butt is
blockers.
tight. It's 'cause his butt
C
is tight.
blockers.
That's right.
It's a movie. It's a stupid, funny stoner movie, but
blockers.
it's better than it needs to be. It's good the whole way through.
Taylor, go ahead.
Yep, there you are.
Taylor, don't do it. Taylor, don't do it.
My next pick is another fun stoner comedy, Hereditary.
I did not see that
I did
movie
not
because
see
I knew
it.
it would haunt my dreams. I don't like movies about children in peril.
Neither do I.
And I read the Wikipedia article about this
And it's
one.
paranormal,
It was
right?
Like hard pat. No,
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's not paranormal as it's more occult.
it's a cult.
Well, I don't like it.
But
It's funny. Steph's literally lists. She doesn't like horror movies. She doesn't like creepy kids. She doesn't like whenever there are multiple voices coming out of the same person, like picture the
like
Exorcist or
Korean
something.
water monsters.
Yeah, and ghosts.
Did she like?
And
Did she
I
watch
took her
it?
to this movie. Yeah, it fucked her up.
Yeah, but that movie came up a lot when I was like, "Hey, what would you say was the best movie you watched?"
Hereditary was
came up.
incredible. It was a great year for horror.
Yeah, it was a good
mentions,
year.
but Hereditary, that's the other one for me that the Oscar snub. Toni Collette should
Oh
have.
man,
like,
talk
her
about a powerhouse performance.
Yes.
Yes.
It was absolutely insane. And I always tell people, because a lot of people don't like horror, but this movie is a family drama first and horror second.
Yeah.
There are scenes in the movie. The movie's incredibly tense. But there are some scenes where there's a moment where Toni Collette, the husband Gabriel Byrne, and their son Peter, they're all
He's
just sitting around
great.
a dining room table. Everybody was fantastic.
Yeah.
And they're sitting around the table, and there's nothing spooky, there's nothing creepy going on, but they just had this fight at the table,
man,
and I was
that
on the
was
edge of my
brutal.
seat, and like it was the same kind of feeling I had whenever something scary's happening. You're just like, you're so tense. You're like, don't say that. Oh God. It just
Anxiety.
and this movie is a first-time director, Ali Aster. He wrote and directed the movie, and just the fact that it was the first one that he's done, the first feature, is incredible.
The future of movies is horror directors because
Yeah.
nobody knows tone like a horror director does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, they could probably do comedy.
That's it. It's just timing. It's all timing. Raise tension, lower tension.
There's like a sort of a dream sequence where this mother and son kind of, I guess it's a spoiler that it's a dream sequence, but there's a sequence where this mother and son, they just have this crazy fight that is so brutal in its like honesty of what they're talking about to each other, and it ends in this horrifying horror movie way. So you're already on edge from the argument, But then towards the end of the scene, you are freaked the hell out because of whatever
What ends up
occult
happening.
thing is happening.
Yeah, you're like,
It's-
what's happening in the scene? And then it just turns.
ramps. Yeah, it ramps up. It's a long movie.
How long is
It's
this
a
movie?
long movie.
It's a very long movie.
It's probably like 2 hours and 10 minutes or something.
Wow,
it
for
could-
a
it could have
horror
been-
movie.
That's
It
too
could
long.
have been. I felt it could have been a bit shorter.
Dragged.
There's definitely some fat on that movie.
That's really interesting that this, like, because the horror genre, I know it's not, you said family first and then horror second, but horror movies are generally shorter. So that's kind of nuts.
you just
that
go
it's
for it.
Yeah.
But this is horror's had a great few years, but this one's kind of like maybe if you Babadook,
Yes.
kind of
Yeah,
similar to
Babadook.
that, where it's dealing with like parents and children and
Mental health.
exactly.
horror.
Mental health is it an external force or is it an internal thing?
Yeah.
The movie's called Hereditary, so there's it. I really don't want to give anything away if you haven't
I've
seen
read
it.
a
But this movie,
ton of think pieces about this movie because it came up so much. I love Toni Collette, the actor who plays the boy. There was all this about the scene in the car and how many shots they had to take to do that, and how
the
he
scene
was
in the car
how
is-
sweaty he was, how he had to keep changing shirts because all the emotions he had to churn through.
Yeah.
How just. Yeah, like nothing is harder to make. In my mind, nothing is harder to make than that kind of movie that is
Yeah.
an emotionally driven horror movie. How can you
it
do
just
that
came
every
on
day?
Netflix on Friday as well. for
Never in
anyone
1,000
listening.
years. You couldn't pay me enough.
Des,
money
we're
to
doing
see
it together.
Nope.
Okay.
Just watch the family
Also,
scenes.
couldn't watch The Quiet Place for the same reason.
Oh,
Oh, that's different, though.
Yeah.
I feel like it's.
Children in Peril, not for Desiree. No, thank you. I spend too many times at home by myself.
hey Taylor.
Yeah. Yes.
Uh,
You guys wouldn't get that.
hey, Des. Hey.
disgusting.
That was good. That was a good joke, Tuong.
Hey, you're saying all my jokes aren't good?
That was good, man. That was good.
All
That was
right,
a nice
what
little
you got?
hosting moment.
You were angry that Taylor was going to take your last choice, and now I want to know: did he take your last choice?
No, he didn't.
Thank goodness. We can all stay
I
friends.
think I convinced you all to see this movie, and I was. This is like
I didn't see it.
It's really tough. It's really you didn't see it.
I don't know.
I did.
I'm writing it down now.
Blind spotting, baby.
Oh, I did see it.
Oh, you did see
I
it.
did see it.
Oh.
You did see
I
it.
did see it.
What
Good.
What other assignment did you give people?
I think it was mid 90s.
Oh.
But you already know.
No, I didn't tell. I actually
No.
dropped the ball in mid '90s, and I even though it was my favorite movie of the year, I don't think maybe I told Taylor to watch it. I can't
Anyway,
Yeah,
blind
you did.
spotting.
Anyway, Blind Spotting. Yeah. It's a very poignant movie. It's about two best friends who live in the Bay Area, and one of the leads, played by Daveed Diggs, the
Who's
best rapper
amazing.
So
alive. He's in Hamilton. He
He's
played
not hard to
Thomas.
look at either.
Thomas.
And Lafayette.
He's very symmetrical.
Yes. So he's Lafayette in Hamilton. He originated that role, and he plays a man who is I believe when the movie starts, 3 days out from being ending his probation.
It is, yeah.
And he's just trying to stay clean. He's trying to get to to his halfway house or whatever
Yeah.
on time for curfew.
Yeah.
He's just trying to make it through so he doesn't have to be on probation anymore.
And that immediately to know that the first 10 minutes of the movie right away, you're like, your life is so stressful.
Yes, yes.
You were
'Cause
surrounded by temptation and people who don't take it seriously.
I think it's the first thing you see. One of
Yeah.
the first things you see. It's 3 days out from probation.
It's like his initially, this is your sentencing. This is what your probation is
And
going to
a
be
best
like.
friend who
and then everyone
brings out the
around him
worst.
is smoking drugs
Yeah.
and just waving guns around.
Yes, yeah. So his
God.
best friend is played by Rafael Casal, who they've been they're best friends in real life.
Yeah,
and they've been
that's nice.
collaborating forever. They have great hip hop albums together, and they wrote this movie together. And about 10 minutes in, something happens to David's character, which is very traumatic and is something that is very poignant and real that is happening today, unfortunately, in this world. And it kind of deals with that head on. What being a part of an experience like that can do to
Violence.
a person. Yes.
Almost like PTSD. What?
Oh yeah, kind of like PTSD.
Yeah. So this movie, I sought out to watch a lot of movies about Black representation in film because this was a great year for this. So
Yeah,
Black
yeah, yeah.
Klansman, The Hate You Give, Sorry to Bother You,
Beale Street.
and if Beale Street Could Talk. And this movie did it the best.
Yes.
I found it didn't get too far off topic. It
No.
was tight.
Yes.
It was a nice 90
minutes.
90
It was a
minute
90
movie.
minute movie.
No no fat on this movie.
Yeah.
It hit all the same beats. The Hate You Give is actually very similar, but it was written more for the YA crowd, and it focuses more on a like a teenage girl who's
It doesn't
now
have the edge
in a bit
to
of
it.
position. Yeah. She still suffers and churns with all of her decisions that she needs to make and how she's going to live her life. But this hits all those angles: home life, romantic life, how violence affects children, and is accessible. He's such a good protagrapist.
Tense moments
And
in this movie, like holding your breath, tense.
And builds and builds.
At the same time, fucking funny.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Fucking
Good.
funny.
It's
Great
funny.
comedy in this movie. They do the Ant-Man, Michael Pena scenes better than Ant-Man. They do that. And
The charm.
the climactic scene
Yeah,
of this movie
Jesus.
is a fucking tour de force.
Yeah.
It's why I believe I've been following David Diggs for a long time.
Yeah.
His band Clipping is my favorite band.
Okay.
He is my favorite rapper of all time. His poetry is unbelievable.
Brilliant.
And he gets to flex that. Raphael too.
Yeah.
He has a great scene
He did.
in the movie.
like
They
a-
both get to rap in the movie. There's this is a movie where you attack problems with your
Words.
raps.
Yeah.
your fucking awesome
Yeah.
words, your poetry,
Very
Blind
cerebral.
Spotting. If you haven't seen it, it's
Yeah.
a great movie.
Very good.
Yeah, it's not like I don't know if they like the end they definitely attack with the rapping, but I
Yeah.
feel like they set it up in the way that's just like they're rapping to get through the day kind of thing,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
just kind of what it is, and that's why the end works because it's like okay, they've been rapping this entire time.
Or there's
so-
that sequence with Raphael.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
It's like a whatever. We'll talk
Yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Just the way his brain processes
Yeah,
things.
yeah. Cool movie.
Great.
It was
Yeah.
so great. And you
Blind Spotting.
initially when you go into it, you see this man who clearly could rise above and do more. He's taking himself seriously. He wants more from himself. He's surrounded by a best friend who doesn't see things the same way,
Yeah.
and who's fighting with his own cultural identity in a different way as well.
Yeah.
Because his best friend is a white guy living in a black person's world, but he just feels that he's the same,
Yes,
but nobody
yeah.
recognizes him that way too. Everybody's struggling. And my white suburban girl brain is like, well, just fucking stay away from guys who are bad, and your best friend is a bad guy. But as the movie progresses, you understand completely why they need each other and
Yeah.
why they're
Yeah.
there for each other, and why you could never just walk away from someone who's so ingrained in your own personal history, even if you know they are toxic.
Well, yeah. He's his only friend,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Taylor, have you seen this movie?
Yeah, I know nothing about the lead. Like, I didn't know he was a rapper.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
But
David-
it was when we were watching it, I was like saying to Steph, I was like, this movie kind of feels like a play. Like, there's one scene where they're on the locker room and it's a wide shot and they're all just like riffing on each other.
Yeah.
And I was like, kind of feels like a play. And then the climax happened and I was like, okay,
Oh, dude,
yeah, okay.
If that
yeah,
happened
I get it.
in a packed black box theater, that final scene,
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, the energy. Is
Yeah,
Audience
so
would just-
amazing. It was very
insane.
theatrical. That's a good
And
point.
that ending scene is on YouTube. You can watch that over and over and
Yeah.
over again and really comb through the lyrics
Oh
and
yeah.
kind of
Well, that was it. I was like, I'm not picking it all up.
yeah, because he raps
there's
fast.
so
He's a fast
much.
rapper, which
Yeah.
I like. Yeah.
I can rap faster.
Oh really?
No. Kick it, Des. No, don't. It's okay. It's cool.
I've memorized fast raps from David Diggs.
Are you trying to put yourself to rap right now?
Generally operating normally, a small anomaly has become evident and probably should be noted. There was spiking on the pulse of a member of the cargo and the crew and other passengers not beginning to notice. The facility is certainly have tickets to cultivate for all intents and purposes would totally accept it, but the reasons that are coming through and not negating wholly the hypothesis seem to be unable to suggest it. What?
Now do some Bone Thugs in harmony.
happened?
A smoke.
What just happened?
All right.
And there's two more verses of that.
rap battle.
When do you breathe? When do you breathe?
My name is Tuong, and we're gonna take a break. That's all I got. Okay, we made our list of 12. We're gonna take a quick break, and when we're back, let's just rank top 5 movies. There's gonna be spoilers.
It's gonna be spoilers.
Yeah.
I kind of think we kind of spoiled some, but
Yeah.
if you're listening to this anyways,
Fuck
you kind
you.
of know it.
Fuck you if you're listening to this.
No, that's not true. We love you. We're gonna take a break. Bye.
Bye.
I know how to pour beer, Les.
You don't know how to pour beer.
You know
It's
what?
like you poured
you're
that.
supposed to let the carbonation out though, because then otherwise it wrecks with your gut.
That's right.
It's like you learned to pour beer in the Amazon.
Oh. You should have told me you were starting.
Fuck. Oh, just go with it, man. Yes,
No.
and God damn it. Now we have to
didn't-
start over.
you didn't
or maybe this is a part of it where I freak out.
You broke the fourth wall.
where we're talking about the Amazon affiliate link.
Oh.
Right? Huh?
What is an affiliate link?
Yeah, what are we in the Amazon right now?
We are in the Amazon right now.
Okay,
Oh.
tell me about it.
Well, basically,
Okay.
there's a link
Leslie, I'm scared. There's wolves out here.
At the top of the PodCavern page, when you go to Facebook and you go to the PodCavern page, there's a link sticky to the top. Is that correct, Tuong?
That or the website.
Yeah.
www.podcavern.com.
Oh, but it's on podcavern.com as well.
That's right.
Now, what you're going to do is you're going to click on that link.
When you buy anything from Amazon.
When you buy anything from Amazon, here's the thing, Tuong. You take that link and you replace the favorite for Amazon with this new link. It's the exact same Amazon. It's the exact same Amazon. Exact same prices, Tuong. Exact same prices.
Bring it back. You're not helping.
Okay?
Yeah.
Doing Trump isn't going to sell this any better.
Listen, let me tell you.
No, I don't. No, you're losing everyone.
But you take that link, you replace it with your regular Amazon link,
Yeah.
but the PodCavern gets a little kickback,
Just a
baby.
little kickback. You guys love us, don't you?
It's so easy.
It's so easy.
And then you get your razor blades or your
Roller skates or your
Depends.
shower caps.
anything you want.
Yeah,
Still
like
comes to your
depends.
house.
And we just get a little cha-ching along our way to help us fund the PodCavern.
Money makes
Yeah.
money.
So
right.
go to this
PodCavern.
PodCavern Amazon affiliate link,
www.podcavern.com.
get yourself to Depends, and we get a little kickback from them.
Everybody gets ice cream.
Everybody wins.
That's right.
And you win because you get to listen to the rest of this episode.
High quality.
Love you.
Top five.
Hey, this is the latest we've recorded in a
Oh.
long time.
This is
Okay, let's do it then.
PodCavern sexy.
I've got them all. We're good.
Sexy hour?
Yeah. Witching hour.
PodCavern After Dark.
Okay.
Ooh, welcome back, everyone.
Yeah, man.
We had a nice little break here.
Such a good
It
break.
was, guys, it was such a great break. We have a really hot candle burning right now.
It's banana butt cake. We got a banana butt cake candle burning. Butt cake, banana butt cake.
Wow.
It's bananas mixed with shit and like a
Okay.
flaky crust on top of that.
That's
It
important. The
smells
pastry really brings it all
I
together.
like my crust
so good.
flaky.
It's homemade.
Wow.
You'll never guess what I used for the shit.
What?
My shit.
Oh, boy.
It's
Well,
too late. We're all turning into children.
You chose an 8:30 record.
That's right,
Because
guys.
my literal children are.
Well, I can't wait to rank this list with
Yes.
you guys. So what we have on our top 12 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Mission Impossible Fallout, Leave No Trace, Game Night, 8th Grade, The Favorite, First Reformed, Mid-90s, Searching, Blockers, Hereditary, and Blind Spotting.
That is a big
a-
swath of films.
That's a
This is
good
a
list.
That's a very good list.
It's a
That's an
lot-
eclectic list.
a lot different than what the Oscars put out. I tell
yeah.
you what.
Because the Oscars are
Got it
dumb
wrong.
and old and white.
Can I just say, 2018 in general, just not like a great year for movies. I feel
great. No,
I feel
no.
like the best is not the best of other years. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I mean, there's
there's a few
Besides-
gems in there. There's a
yeah.
few gems in there,
Yeah.
but like they were harder to find this year.
I found it harder. Like I would say there was for me like two really really good ones, and then the rest was like I don't really care what part of this list, like where in the list this
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
I feel because
Yeah.
all of the big movie houses and companies are starting to amalgamate. So what we see and what is presented more widely in theaters is more lowest common denominator shit, and the
Yeah.
stuff that is specific and that becomes more passionate for individuals is a lot harder to find. You really got to dig for it. Drive across town to see it playing at the Mayfair on a Wednesday, as
Right.
opposed to like everybody can see fucking Green Book all the time for 4 months.
Green Book didn't make our list.
Bohemian
Tell
Rhapsody
you
is
what.
everywhere for 10 months.
Oh, can I just say fuck Bohemian
Fuck
Rhapsody?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Do you guys watch
Thank you.
That
Yes.
one for editing. That piece
Yeah.
of shit movie.
Oh, that's crazy.
One for
That is crazy.
editing.
That
Do
is
people know what
crazy.
editing means?
No.
Yeah.
It's
Ugh, and sound.
I saw the I saw someone.
sound is ridiculous too.
For-
Yeah.
You know,
Can I also say though, like, I didn't hate Bohemian Rhapsody, but I don't think it deserves this much
no.
recognition.
A lot of the movies that were nominated for Best Picture had one good performance,
Yeah.
and everything else about the movie was just okay.
Yeah.
I thought Rami Malek was good. Oh,
Yeah, it was
Can I
okay.
do my impression of Bohemian Rhapsody
Yeah.
for you
Yeah,
guys?
go ahead.
Yes.
Guys, we've got to do Live Aid. It's something I've wanted. I'm Freddie Mercury.
You guys didn't like his performance at all?
It was
I-
good.
I
It
thought
was
it
cute.
It
pretty
was
good.
good. It was good. It was good.
Really?
But that line in particular was so horrendous. Guys, we've got to do Live Aid.
Yeah.
So
There was one part in that same scene though when he talks about how he fired his like then manager or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, why?" And he said, "Villainy."
Yeah.
Like, it's true. That guy was a fucking villain. Good.
By the
point.
way, Lucy Boynton, who plays the love interest in that movie, plays the exact same role in freaking one of my favorite movies from a year's past, Sing Street.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
plays the exact same
And
role,
is
the
better
love
in Sing
interest.
Street.
They're
She is better in
They're
Sing
actually dating, those two.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
really?
smooch.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hot couple.
In that sort of homogenous way, though.
Yeah.
In a way that is uninteresting to me.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to rip on too much on that anymore. But
Yes, we do. You guys might have talked about it when I was gone, but did you see that tweet where it just shows the editing from Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah.
What?
It's terrible.
And sound mixing? First Man wasn't a great movie, but First Man's sound was so
Holy
much better than
shit.
anybody else's sound. I couldn't believe
but
it.
The people with Bohemian Rhapsody thought to put Queen songs in a movie about Queen, so...
And I mean, at some point they were talking about how they had to mix Rami Malek into it, but no, they didn't fucking do like they. Ugh.
No.
Anyway, that movie shouldn't have won anything.
I thought it was fine.
Agreed.
But it's not.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Look,
Lots of
I
movies
had a-
can be
There's
I-
one
fine.
thing we can all agree on. There's one thing we can all agree on. We've got to do live.
And we've got to
10
Rank
minutes.
this shit.
Damn it!
Yeah,
God
sorry.
damn it! God damn it!
Sorry.
Speaking of you being wrong, why didn't you like The Favorite?
Are we talking about that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought, and so Laura was telling me I should watch this movie too. She says it's really funny.
Hi, Laura.
Laura's right.
She
Why
just
didn't
said
Laura do
I
the
would
podcast?
like this movie, and I truly I gave it a shot, and truly I was bored.
You were bored.
I was bored. I thought
Did you watch it in the theater or at home?
I watch at home, but I watch a lot of these movies at home, and I can watch movies at home. I think if I watched it at the theater, I would still be bored. And I will say that I think it's really there is some really good dialogue in the movie, so I won't take that away from it. I don't think it's a garbage movie whatsoever. I just wasn't into it. I thought that a lot of the humor was just ha ha ha. This is British humor, and look at my wit. This is why it's funny, because it's just a little bit witty, and that's honestly how I felt about it the entire way through. And it wasn't that funny the entire way. It's a black comedy, but yeah, none of it really captured me at all. You say you don't need to know anything about the history that's going on around it. They talk a lot about like the war that's going on in the background, but they don't really show any of it, which is fine. It's not about that. It's about the Queen's relationship with her servants and how weird and lesbian it gets, which I thought was entertaining. But honestly, just none of
I'm
it.
starting to think you got the wrong things from this movie.
But that's the premise of the movie. It's about a queen who is not really a good leader, and she has servants that become her lovers. That's the movie.
The broad strokes there are a
Sure.
bit more general. I think it's about the interpersonal sort of power relationships between
Servants
women.
is the
Can
term
I-
that they use in their synopsis.
Can I ask that we not spoil this movie for me? Because I will be watching it.
It's
Sure.
good.
But don't go too deep spoiler.
I won't go
please.
deep.
Yeah,
I honestly
please.
just thought that the humor and all of it was just highbrow, just try to be
That's the
witty,
style of the
and that's the
movie.
style. And I honestly, maybe it's just me because I don't really gravitate towards this type of period pieces and like Victorian era stuff. I find it very drab in my mind. Like there's some things that I like, but just this
Very
whole
British
era.
term of you, tongue.
Yeah, this
Very
whole
British.
era is just kind of blah to me, and this didn't change my mind. I thought the shots were kind of cool. They do a lot of like wide angle stuff.
Yeah.
But
It's all naturally lit too, which is cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
It's really
it's all
good
candles.
to
You see
look
the
at.
whole set in almost every shot.
Oh,
it's
cool.
a lot of walking, a lot of talking, and a lot of scenes in one room where nothing's happening except for talking.
I'm
So.
kind of into that though. I kind of
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I kind of like.
That's
it.
what
It's
life
kind
was
of,
like then.
Kind of like a play.
Yeah.
I do like
It is.
movies.
It's like a play.
I do like movies that are like a play. Um,
Yeah.
Where
I don't think the humor is exactly highbrow either. If anything, it's like it's showing all these people who are in the most upper echelon of society and just showing how they are complete pieces of shit or
Absolutely.
stupid. Or,
Yeah,
The
but they still
backbiting and the
they all talk this like they all talk in a highbrow manner, even if it like they're all kind of pieces of shit in their own way.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
that's what the
okay.
movie
Because that's
is.
the way
and
they speak.
That's not
but
the
it
way they
doesn't-
speak, yeah. And it's just none of it really was like, ha! I never laughed during the entire movie.
and
so.
tongue.
That part whenever she's like, "Boy, did you just look at me?" It's like, no, ma'am. Look at me.
Look at me. Look at me.
How dare you?
And the whole part about how she
So
looks like a
good.
badger. I found it charming. I found the lesbian pieces I found were just more part and parcel about the way everybody was manipulating everybody else to get their own ends. I honestly didn't think that at any point there was true love or passion involved. It was more just someone. Emma Stone's character comes from a very sort of base position into this new household, and she's going to do fucking whatever she can do to elevate herself, to return herself to her former glory. So she is playing every single card she has. And where Rachel Weisz's character is already very stable. She's the wife of a general or some guy. I forget his exact position. And she's been friends with Queen Anne for so long that she, in her own mind, is safe. And it's just that kind of triangle of friendship or relationship where people start backbiting and competing against each other to just gain the position. And it all falls apart for different people. And then their dynamics switch. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, that's who we're rooting for. Oh no, that's who we're rooting for. Like it keeps you off guard and keeps you.
And there's no clear villain. Everybody's just trying to do what they can to survive, and in the end, everybody gets what they deserve.
I like the performances. I really did, and I think Olivia Colman's performance is very, very good, and she deserves that Oscar. I truly think so. It just didn't grab me.
Yeah, not for you
at all.
Here's my thing. We don't have to spend a lot of time on this. We're all just pretending that Emma Stone is good, right?
She's good in this, man.
I like her a lot. I like her a lot.
Can't. No, I've seen clips of the accent, and it is horrendous. That accent is horrendous.
This is the best acting she's ever done.
I don't like Emma Stone. She's not good.
This might not be your movie then, friend.
Oh, and I also want to say, we can get on this whole thing because you post in the chat about how you don't like Emma Stone. I like her a lot, but I will say that from here on out, we will be spoiling the movies, but also I think we might be kind of taking bigger stabs at movies, like bringing some down to elevate others. But at the end of the day, we're celebrating movies.
Yeah.
So even though I have kind of not my favorite movie is the favorite, I still think people should watch it if they're into that. So I'm not saying don't watch this movie. It's on the top 12 for some
period
reason.
Movie. But as far as Emma Stone has won an Oscar for doing zero work, which was La La Land, and everything else she's ever been in, I found has been overlauded. But she's acting in this, and I liked
great
this.
in the movie where she pretended to be Hawaiian. That was her.
Did
best
you see Battle
role.
of the Sexes?
I did see Battle of the Sexes, and I found her awful in it.
Okay, this might not be your movie.
She's not.
Buddy.
I like her.
Good.
I like her.
She's Emma Stone and everything.
Are we starring the favorite? I'm down to just star it if you guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into some actual talk. Quick hits.
What stars do we want?
Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
I will kill you if that movie wasn't on the list. I would.
8th grade.
Yep. 8th grade is
Pop
that's
It
definitely
and Lock It.
That's a different star.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I'd be down for Blind Spotting to be here.
Blind Spotting is a very good movie.
I wouldn't.
Whoa! Out of this list, Taylor.
Yeah.
Why?
It's the most forgettable of all the movies I've seen.
Oh, dude.
Oh, the favorite.
I've seen a lot of movies. That's honestly, it's like the one. Maybe I was just too stoned when I watched it, but that one didn't stick with me.
That scene at the end in spoiler territory where David is facing confronting the cop that killed this young man with an incredible spoken word poem.
Yeah.
That is fucking poignant, relevant, insanely beautifully delivered.
And Ethan Embry, who's playing the cop, is responding perfectly.
Yes.
I was so nervous that he was going to turn into angry confrontational cop, but he is totally humbled and sweaty, and
the positions are reversed. Positions are reversed.
He has
David
no power.
David is in total power. He has the gun to.
He's trembling.
Yeah,
I loved how that was played.
I just found it to be very raw. I found it to be very honest, and that sticks with me, man.
Yeah.
That sticks with me. And I have all this previous baggage of I love David Diggs anyway.
That's it. I'm not horny for Hamilton or anything either.
You should be though.
I just find, as a representation of that type
horny
of
for
movie,
Hamilton.
So a movie trying to speak of specifically of Oakland. A bunch of movies came out of Oakland this year.
Black Panther. What?
Yep, sure. And The Hate You Give, that sort of story of what it means to be someone in a neighborhood where you feel powerless and out of control, but these are still your people and this is still where you're from. I find Blind Spotting did the most honest, simple, pared down version of that was accessible for somebody who has literally no frame of reference for that.
I like it. It's just great. It deals with it talks about gentrification in a great way as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And how
Their corner store bodega has wheat juice or grass
Right,
juice
for
or whatever.
$10,
$10, you know.
And how children are, when you're surrounded with it, how hard it is to lose track of the fact that they don't get a childhood.
Speaking of children, the scene with the gun.
Oh man, yeah, that was.
And there's an identical scene in The Hate You Give, and it's played really differently.
Oh,
and
yeah.
this scene where it's just this like
Okay, that's the kind of my thing. None of these things are like super original. Maybe the way they package it, but that's like a lot of the points that he's bringing up. You're like, oh, this other similar movie did it too this year. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think it's because it's a narrative that's common.
Yeah,
Like
it's
violence in inner cities that are being gentrified. I don't know
yeah.
that
Yeah.
it's just been done before so much as it's just
There was a lot of that
recognizable story.
this year, I guess. I think
Yeah.
Blind
I'm just
Spotting.
talking
is
about
more-
done before. I'm just talking
I,
about like
Yeah.
I don't think Blind Spotting is a perfect movie either. I think,
Yeah.
I, honestly, as much as I love him, I don't think Daveed Diggs is the best actor ever or anything like that. But I think he delivers a very competent performance. I think Rafael Casal is like really settles
God.
into some
Yeah.
like the character he plays is. Those people exist. Like
Yeah, that's a bigger challenge.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I think if there's anything, is the it's not very subtle the way they present the issues. They're very obvious about the imagery, especially with Daveed Diggs is he's running and he just sees a
Yeah.
graveyard.
Yeah,
of,
that part I
you know,
didn't
like
like.
it's just like
It
it's,
does-
it's very
yes.
in your it's very obvious.
It's very heavy-handed.
It's
there.
very slice of life, but it also has those big grandiose moments of like, whoa,
That's what I
just
was gonna say.
imagery.
To me, it's kind of like they want to be grounded and yet they want to go very big with it at the same time
Yeah.
and like get away from reality a little bit. And that to me, just tonally was a little kind of missed the mark.
It's their
for
first
me.
movie. It's their first movie, you know.
Okay.
I think, but
Do we start then?
yeah, definitely we star it. If we don't star it, I mean, what are we doing?
Okay. Well, what else do we have here?
I like Game Night. I think
I would put
comedy
Game
should-
Night and Mission Impossible on.
Oh,
Game Night. I think
interesting.
representing comedy is.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think any comedies are better than Game Night.
No.
I
this
would
year?
probably agree with
I'm
that.
thinking. For
this
I
year?
think other movies probably made me laugh harder in specific moments, but Game Night as a whole picture,
Top to bottom.
yeah, top to bottom
Night
is just like
It had more
perfect.
such
It's just like
a-
perfect.
I was watching, just doing for the research of this podcast in my last week. I was pounding through a lot of movies, and Game Night, out of all the movies I watched, was such a nice like little break between other movies.
Yeah.
It was just like, this is so nice. It's
Low
smart,
stakes.
and like I can kind of just not. I was focused on it, but
Yeah.
I don't have. I can kind of let my guard down. I don't have to like pay attention to every single line that's going on, and it was refreshing for me.
Yeah.
The whole
It's a palate
premise is so
cleanser.
nice. Yeah.
Until it gets like super deep, and you're like, oh.
So many twists and turns.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it didn't get too twisty turny like Searching did, and I'm sorry to.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't think Searching's gonna
They made fun of their twists in Game
Yeah.
Night. which
Yes,
is-
yeah.
played it straight.
Game Night had an awareness about it.
And it plays with it nicely.
I
with
think
all the
Searching,
situational irony.
and I'm not going to fight for it to make this list. I
Searching-
think it does fumble the ending a
It
bit.
was just 10 minutes too long, man. Like if they
It's
just
very short.
I know, but like, but the
It's
ending was
stretched.
just like twist after twist after twist after twist. If we had lost that and just had one or two, it would have been a perfect movie. It would have been on the list.
Yeah.
You know?
I still think it's worth watching.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
definitely worth watching.
Yeah.
I think
Trust-
it's
like,
cool.
it was
Yeah.
in my honorable mentions, and a movie that I think people missed this year. So.
That's why, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ending for me, it's just a lot of, whatever. it's not as strong.
And
It's hard. It's hard to nail the ending on those kinds of thrillers too, though, especially when you spend so much time in the beginning of the movie.
Well, the problem with the ending for
establishing-
me is there's one character who kind of just explains everything at the
Yes.
end, where it's just like,
Yeah.
I
Exposition
orchestrated
dump.
everything. And you're like, damn it.
Do you
Like,
have 10 minutes? I need
and
to
it-
tell
it-
you how this works.
it kind of wasn't satisfying. Like,
I was satisfied enough because
I was satisfied
'cause
enough,
the movie
but,
was
like,
really good up
yeah.
to that point, and I didn't hate the ending, but it could have been smarter with
Yeah.
it. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch what that filmmaker does. I think that format is very, very interesting. I saw a movie that did a similar premise, something Dark Web. Taylor, do you know what I'm talking about? Dark.
There was something like that, and then there was like
There's another one too.
Truth or Dare one, and there's one that Macy Williams from Game of Thrones
The,
is in.
the Dark Web one was pretty bad. I remember seeing that in a theater. And being
Yeah, I
pretty
just remember. Is that the
disappointed.
one where it's like put your hand in a blender or something?
Yeah, it's something like that. It's something
yeah.
stupid, and it was all
Yeah,
like
something dumb.
glitchy, and it was dumb.
This type of movie telling where it just shows like screens and stuff, I think it's not like I don't think I'm
There
tired.
was a short film that did this
Yeah.
probably 10 years ago. That to me is like amazing. This
yeah.
just got a little tired towards the end, kind of like Leslie said.
Yeah, I can see that, I guess. I won't defend it.
Mission Impossible. Let's talk about
man. I loved that goddamn movie.
it. Okay.
It's just like the peak of action movie.
That's it. So I guess what we're
Summer blockbusters.
What we're looking
was
at
so
now
long.
is sort of like a charcuterie plate of
fucking
the
long.
best of each genre. Like that's what's coming out from this now.
charcuterie.
That's-
So we've got
Oh.
great animation, we've got a great sincere drama, we've got a great comedy.
Des just rolling on.
This is I'm ignoring you because Baby Shark is gonna stay in my head until like March. So fuck you.
Baby Shark.
And Mission Impossible was the absolute culmination of action movies, and it's gonna keep happening because they're making 2 more of them. So no one else should ever even bother.
Les, have you
because
watched the other
it's
ones?
I've watched.
So you're-
I've seen like 3 and 4, but I have no
Yeah,
vested
so you're
interest.
similar
in,
to me then, right? Like you watched it because it was like I wanted it to be a popcorn film.
Yeah, and it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I wish it was its own.
This isn't doing anything above and beyond just entertaining people.
But I think my problem with it is that it took itself too seriously. It was so like all the in between bits I didn't find any joy in at all. At all. Like anything that wasn't action, it was just like
Explaining.
the spies
See,
and
that's
blah
how
blah
it is.
blah and
That's how I
and
feel
this
about
one does
007.
this
build off.
character comes back. Yeah, it's building off, and I'm like, I don't know who this fucking person is who
Nobody
just
did.
showed up.
It really does follow number 5 pretty closely. So like it's almost like these are the stakes.
I
Like,
thought this
is
was
what-
the 5th one.
6.
Oh, it's a 6. Okay, pardon me. My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
How dare you?
No, there was a rogue nation beforehand.
Yeah, it's true. Every moment in dialogue is always somebody getting upset because you're not following the rules, and then somebody else is upset right back at you. Except I'm Angela Bassett, and it doesn't matter.
Can we
and everybody
trust the
likes you.
government, really?
And there's a triple cross. which ends
That
up just
being
a double
said,
cross.
I think people talk about the helicopter scene at the end. I actually found that to be one of the more lackluster in my opinion, but that sequence where he jumps out of the fucking plane in the lightning storm was amazing.
Right?
That was truly, I was like,
The
this is what I came here to
achievements.
see.
Yeah.
That is
The
what I
bath-
came here to
the
see.
bathroom fight after that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bathroom fight was very good as
Bathroom
well.
fight was
Bathroom
cool.
fight is great.
But just the visual of him getting struck by lightning and then
Yeah.
just falling, and
Yeah.
I think all the sound drops at that point
Oh, yeah.
too, and it's just gorgeous.
They're
and he's-
inventing the technology. They come up with the stunts, and then they have to invent the technology to even
That's
film
so
the
cool.
stunts.
And he's doing 2 more back to
And
back.
he's doing 2 more back to back. I think it needs to be respected for what it is doing for its own genre.
It's an achievement for sure.
Yeah, for stunts and,
and it's
stuff.
popcorn movie, man. Like talk about you don't need to talk. You could be playing a board game on your phone at the same time, and then just look up
So,
when
yeah.
the movie music
I
starts.
was doing a home workout watching Mission Impossible
Sure.
and watching Tom Cruise jump across buildings. I'm like, man, I can barely
Motivating.
manage this burpee that I'm doing right
Motivating.
now. Couldn't do burpees are hard.
I know. Yeah, I feel like this is so shitty, and I do not judge you at all. But like, I feel like if you guys saw mid '90s, it would be on the list. But
I'm not shutting mid 90s. Like I could back.
I'm open to hearing about it. I just the lack of buzz on this movie is very surprising to me. Besides you,
it's the definition. It is the textbook definition of an underrated movie because no one's talking about it. But it's extremely well made. It's Jonah Hill's first movie, and
At the same time, though, if we have 2 coming of age ones on this list, 8th grade
Yeah.
is
far superior 8th
to
grade is the far
mid-90s.
superior coming of age. It's so hard to choose between 8th grade and mid 90s for me because I love them both so much.
star it
I would choose
anyways.
them both. We don't have to choose mid 90s. I don't think it's gonna get on the
Well,
list. But
let's talk about
this is my plea for everyone to watch.
Yeah.
What about
Absolutely.
Leave No
Please.
Trace? Like any of Taylor's mentions here, like none of us watched. I haven't watched any of
Yeah,
them.
Yeah.
honestly, I didn't
can't.
really think they would make the list. but
Yeah,
I just kind of wanted
sorry,
to give them some
Taylor, but no,
airtime.
but I have made note of them, and I will watch them, and I will get back to you, Taylor.
Then my work is done.
I will
Well,
get
What
back
about
to you.
Hereditary?
Yeah.
How hard are you guys standing for Hereditary?
I
That doesn't mean anything to
love
me, Les.
Des, fart back at me. Wow.
That was a really good fart, Des.
Thank
was-
you.
We're gonna need new pop filters. Yeah, Hereditary. tell
I
us.
thought Hereditary was incredible. Like I gave that movie a 5 for sure.
Okay.
But it's one that honestly I'm not going to talk about because I want everyone to go in like
I think
Clear.
I think I got overhyped on it. I found it to be very long. There was a lot of stuff that it just kind of dragged for me. And I know it's a film that really takes its time and sets up its relationships, and then I appreciate that. I found when the scares were scary, they were scary.
Oh, that was a fun one to watch in theater because there'd
Oh.
be something in the scene on like the ceiling, but it's not clear. And then just hearing people periodically scream throughout the theater because it just stays on this shot.
Taylor,
it was
you know-
so fun.
Taylor, you know what? You bring up a good point. I actually saw that movie in a because I was very excited to see it. I saw that movie in what I would consider a 2-packed audience, which means it was about, like 40% full or something like that. But it was like opening weekend and there were a bunch of people there, and I am one of those people that hates when I watch a horror movie and people are like, oh, fuck, and they're laughing and shit. And I'm like, oh no, I'm
Don't
coming
diffuse
to a
attention.
horror movie
Yeah.
to be scared.
Yeah.
So I saw it in kind of those conditions, which aren't ideal for sure. But I did found it to be very, very long. The ending was weird as hell.
It was very weird, but
this
I
movie
loved
gets
it.
this movie gets very, very deep in the occult towards
Okay.
the end, and it is.
I literally called it the first scene.
Oh, wow.
I leaned over to Steph and whispered it. She's like, "How the fuck did you know that?"
That's terrible.
And
Don't do that.
Hey,
don't try to
I'm
solve a
very good at
movie in the
that.
first 5 minutes. That's mean.
No, this was literally the first scene.
dies in Old Yeller.
Well, that's it. Like, let me figure it out.
Yeah.
I get to have theories too.
Do you know what? She hates horror, so she didn't care.
Oh,
Yeah.
I bet you.
Yeah. The horror genre is weird for me. Like, I like a lot of the big ones. Like, I love Get Out, for example. I liked
Yes.
it. Like,
Yes.
that kind of stuff. I like that stuff.
Hereditary wouldn't make my top 10 if I had to
Cult
make a
is
top 10
just
this year.
cults.
it's not fair.
Hereditary, I'd put in the ranks of, like I said, the Babadook or the Witch.
Yes.
Okay.
The
things
Witch.
like
It's
that,
very
you know?
much the Witch movie.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Best
yeah.
in
Anyways.
its field, but maybe not best of.
I think we
film.
have enough to start making a
So
list.
what I have
here.
here is so Leave No Trace and First Reformed are not making it. Taylor, you're not going to fight for those.
No, I'm just here to help sort the list.
All right. So
I think First Reformed is. I'm gonna like that movie when I see it.
I think so too. I think I like both of those movies, honestly.
Yeah.
So what we have started so far is Spider-Man, 8th Grade, Mission Impossible, The Favorite, Game Night, Mid-90s, and Blind Spotting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
No, let's get rid of mid 90s.
Okay.
I would put that over Blind Spotting, personally.
I would put Blind Spotting over mid 90s.
I thought you said mid-90s was your top.
You did say that.
I did. That's so weird. How my
Also,
how I'm
when you
feeling.
said Game Night, you said that was your number one.
Did I?
I think so.
Why
Why
all
don't we
of the
just
movies
do
are my
Spider-Man,
number one.
8th Grade,
Spider-Man 8th
How about
grade.
all of my picks are number one, and then you guys
Favorite.
do your own list,
and
and I go to
The
bed.
Favorite.
So wait, Mid-90s
How'd you guys
is
cut it again?
is off?
is off.
Or do mid 90s and
It's
Blind
so
Spotting
hard, but I don't
cancel
want
each
to
other
fight for all of my picks. And
That's okay.
yeah, if it came down to it, I think Blind Spotting is the more important movie. But I would rather watch mid 90s over again. It's just that it's my concern is that you guys haven't seen it.
Fair.
Yeah.
And we can't really have a good, healthy discussion about it because I forgot to mention it to you to watch it. So I'm sorry about it.
So it's all your fault, and your punishment is it's not on the list.
Yep.
Okay.
That's what you're doing to
I
yourself.
can live with that
Well,
because
yeah.
I know
But it's a hard recommendation, which is great.
I know my recommendation will get it get
hang
people
on.
watching it.
Yeah.
Back.
So I'm okay.
Okay.
So we'll drop Mid-90s then if that's the case. Unless Taylor, you really want to fight for it. I'm open.
I want to put The Favorite over Blind Spotting.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I disagree,
Really.
but my
It's just
feelings.
so The Favorite is the strongest stylistic movie on this list by a country mile.
Stylistic.
Like stylistic, like it's making huge choices. It is a period piece. It's asking so much more of you to suspend your disbelief and to immerse yourself in a language and a place and a time and a culture. All these other movies are very accessible. Game Night's a bunch of white people playing games. Mission Impossible.
Okay, I wouldn't use the word-
running.
I see what
it's
you're
taking
saying.
so many more risks.
I wouldn't say stylistic, but
it's
sure.
a film.
It's absolutely stylistic from top to. It just oozes character.
That's
Blah.
it.
Like you
It's-
just every frame of that movie looks like an oil painting.
Yeah, it's done to be something very specific in vision,
Mm-hmm.
and it's incredibly well executed. There's chapters, and the font is specific, and the way the letters are spaced is specific. Like this thing was done by design.
Truly, and I don't want to shit on this movie too much, but like,
But you
I-
can't stop.
I hate the way they break up the chapters and stuff like that. I
But
get that
I
it's
bet if Quentin Tarantino did it, you'd be like, cool, fun.
but it's not, to me it was confusing. Like they break up the chapters in like very vertical chapter titles, and the spacing is all kind of, it's like there's an S and then there would be an H, like 5 spaces away from it.
It's almost like it's stylized.
Sure, but I didn't like it. Like it's
Everything is very deliberate.
But-
it's a film in a world of movies. It's that kind of movie.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's done on purpose to be different and specific and to be entered into.
I don't think it's pretentious though.
I
and that's
didn't
it.
like
It's-
The Lobster. I didn't like The Lobster.
No.
I love The Lobster. It was so good.
Okay, if you like The Lobster,
You
will
like the
this even
favorite.
more.
It is
Yeah.
quirky in the same
Oh,
language.
is that the same director?
It is.
Yes,
Okay.
I didn't
And
even
Killing of
bother
a
watching
Sacred
Killing
Deer.
of a Sacred Deer.
That one
I
was
just
dark.
skipped that one.
I-
Yeah, that's
This is my Colin Farrell from The Lobster. I would like to have sex with you.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Basically the movie.
But it's done with the same quirk, but it's the most easy to follow. It's the most naturalistic insofar as like these are relationships that happen in real life.
You're selling
no
me.
lobsters.
You're selling me.
It's a great movie.
Look, I'm not gonna be greedy. I think we all recommend Blind Spotting.
Yeah, it's worth watching.
over game night or like under game night. You would take out of the picks that we have started for you, game night and blind spotting.
Honestly, I would watch Game Night over Blind Spotting
Sure, but
for like rewatchability and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Rewatchability is a weird thing, though. I feel sometimes because like with like a lot of movies, especially like some of the best movies I've seen, it's like I'd watch this one and it's a one-time experience kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm never
But
watching it.
there's like a lot of like I'll watch Space Jam 1,000,000 times. You know what I mean? So yeah. But anyways, I'm
But
up
like
to whatever you're saying.
I'm after our conversation tonight, I'm literally dying to watch Game Night again. And if I have to lose Blind Spotting, I'm not too. I know
Would you take
Blind.
it over
I know,
Mission Impossible.
I would take Blind Spotting over Mission Impossible for sure, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
So we're talking about Spider-Man, Mission Impossible, 8th grade, The Favorite, Game Night, and Blind Spotting. We need to cut one.
Blind Spotting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a recommendation for sure, but
It's number 6.
yeah.
Okay,
Blind Spotting is
that's fair. That's
number
fair.
6.
I would take it over Mission Impossible as well.
I would take it over Mission Impossible in a fucking heartbeat.
So what's the problem?
But I wouldn't.
I definitely wouldn't. Like, it's
And that's the thing.
hard no.
And that's the thing is like, I guess a lot of people like Mission Impossible, and I respect that. It's number 5 though.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'm cool
it's
with that.
number
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's number 5, and you're not.
Spider-Verse is
gonna
number
change.
one,
I
right?
think I think we have the whole list already figured out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. So say we'll have Mission
Mission
Impossible.
It's 5.
The Favorite.
Yeah, I'm okay with that being 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mission Impossible and The Favorite, number 5
and
and
5.
4.
4 and 5.
4 and 5.
Wow.
Spider-Verse has got to be 1, right? Please don't tell me I'm the only
You
person.
gotta build
You gotta
suspense.
build the
Ah,
suspense.
but I don't care.
But you do. 3 would be Game Night then.
Yeah.
This is turning out to be a way
Oh,
different. list.
3 would be Game Night.
Yeah.
I would put 8th grade as number 1.
Oh, I
Oh,
can never watch
no,
that
I'm
movie
sorry.
again.
So
8th grade.
8th grade. It's 8th grade versus Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I get that. I get that people have this like
That 8th grade is even in second place is amazing when you think about it.
Yeah.
About how
Yeah.
small that movie is and how personal and quiet it is.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse is more on all fronts.
That's what I'm saying. Like this year has been such a weird year in movies where I can't rank. Like all of them is kind of shuffleable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
But
incomparable.
But Spider-Man is cemented as my number 1.
Yeah.
And one of my most favorite movies I've seen like
Yeah.
ever. Like it just made me feel things and like when
Yeah, the
Miles
triumph.
Morales finally becomes Spider-Man, that sequence where
Yeah.
he's putting on the mask.
Spoiler.
Yeah, but when he's putting on the mask and that
it's
music's
real.
going and it's just like he
Yeah.
jumps off the building and it's just a beautiful
does it
imagery of him
his
falling.
way. Yeah,
Absolutely agree.
I agree. It's a movie full of great moments.
it's the best Spider-Man
for
movie.
me,
100%. Tell Angus that.
My number 1 would in this list would be 8th grade.
Yeah.
I just because I love personal, small, gorgeous movies, but I'm a big fan. Plus, Bagel.
Yep, Bagel's great.
I think Bagel probably wins it.
Taylor, what do you think here?
Spider-Verse or 8th grade? What goes first?
I feel like Spider-Verse.
I think
We were all
Spider-Verse
pretty-
does bigger good for the planet on a whole.
Yeah, you're right. You're right there for sure.
You know what?
It's
Eighth
literally
grade it's a quieter movie. It's a more reserved movie. I feel like it would want to be at number 2. It wouldn't want to be
it's true. It wouldn't
That's
want to
it.
share the
Yeah.
spotlight.
And
Can we talk about that? The scene I was talking about, that end scene in the hallway,
oh, yeah, where she gets
where
her
she
moment.
she finally works up the courage to
and
just
it's
go
just about manners. Like she just sort of dresses her down about manners.
go
Yeah.
stand up against your bully.
Yeah.
But it's written so perfectly where she's staring at the floor
And
the entire time, and
stammering.
it's so good.
And
Yeah.
who does
And
that?
like
Who does
actually,
that?
actually, that like wasn't really cool, and you should like.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, it was.
Yeah, that-
amazing
Someone
performance.
is nice to you. You're supposed to be nice to them.
Yeah. So I'm coming at it from I like big action,
Yes.
fun.
8th grade is way more like it's relatable, right?
Yes.
And Spider-Man to me inspires you.
They
It's
to me
different.
they share it for ranked.
Yes.
8th grade number 2.
I want to say,
Spider-Verse number 1.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that the scene in 8th grade, the whole sexual consent kind of thing, is just one of the most uncomfortable things I've watched on a screen.
fuck.
But it's so.
which scene is this?
We're talking about like when in the car when it's
When he's
truth or
sitting
dare,
there.
and it's this dude from high school trying to get her to take her clothes off, basically.
Oh, yes,
And
yes.
she
And it's-
shouts at him.
And it's just this whole thing where I'm like, you don't see nude. It's not one of
No,
those.
not
it's,
at
it's
all.
just
No,
like
no.
a.
It's not gross.
It's not gross.
No.
But it's very well written and very well
And
presented.
the shame she feels just makes you
It's
hurt
heartbreak-
for her.
Oh my gosh.
girl-
Doesn't she apologize afterwards?
That's it.
too,
I
which
know.
is
Yes.
And she's like, you're being so nice. You're
Yeah.
being so good. And you're like, no.
So it's very honest the way they do it, and
Yeah.
it's honest
The
in like a really
pressure.
sad way. It's so sad.
Is that with the guy that
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
likes?
shit.
The older boy.
There's another guy who kind of likes
When he
her.
drives her
Oh,
home
oh,
and he
yeah,
gets
yeah,
in the
yeah.
back, and the minute he gets in the back, so I'm watching this with 3 girls, and everybody's like, "Oh, honey, no, no."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is that great scene in the classroom where she sneaks over though, and she's like,
Talks about her blowjob.
"Oh my god, I can't believe what just popped. Oh, you wouldn't believe this."
I have all
Yeah.
these nudies on my phone.
I did. Yeah.
Oh, honey.
That's such a specific thing.
Yeah.
It's very
The try
funny.
hard. Oh, honey.
8th grade is such a great movie.
Yeah, and it has
Eighth
a
Grade
it
is
has an
such a great
uplifting
movie.
ending with like her like making her another time capsule for herself. and,
Guys,
like-
I would
Yeah.
choose 8th grade over mid 90s. Mid 90s
Over mid-90s,
Yeah. Mid 90s is so good, but 8th grade is definitely the better coming of age. But what's the list, Tuong? What's the list?
all right, number 5 we have Mission Impossible.
Dun,
The
dun,
Favorite is number 4. Number 3, Game Night. Number 2, 8th grade, and number 1, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Beautiful.
Best Spider-Man movie ever. Tell that to Angus MacDonald.
Yeah, fuck Angus MacDonald.
What does he think? Spider-Man 2?
He says Amazing Spider-Man 2
he does not say.
is his favorite Spider-Man.
Jamie
movie.
Foxx's prayer.
It's Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, and then this movie.
I think he actually said Mexican Spider-Man is his favorite.
Okay.
He's
my
very.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's go into Ani Mensch here, guys. It's been a hell of a year for movies.
Yes.
I can't wait for this year. But first, let's do some shout outs for some movies that we didn't actually get to shout out here.
Yeah.
We'll just go around the circle. How's that sound?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
same
right,
order.
same order.
One at a time.
All right, Burning.
Burning.
Never heard of Burning.
It's a South Korean movie. It got
I have heard of Burning. I haven't seen it.
pretty damn good. It's very long.
Great.
Annihilation. I
Yeah,
loved that.
It was pretty good.
movie.
The bear scene.
And there's an interesting
we're talking about
pictogram, interesting pictogram going around the Twitterverse about, especially Best Picture movies, about the amount of dialogue women get to speak in movies, and it's gross.
Yeah.
It's fractions. So I actually, most of my honorable mentions are movies that are in various genres, but are actually like women are allowed to have conversations with other women about
I like
things. And Annihilation was dope.
Taylor, what's your
Black
pick,
Panther.
Taylor?
Black Panther.
Of course, Black Panther.
Wakanda Forever.
Sort of stuff
Wakanda Forever.
being out in January.
February.
A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought that was gonna be nominated. Honestly. Sorry to bother you.
Okay. Widows.
Oh yeah, it was. I have problems, but yeah.
Yep. I'll go with Infinity War.
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
I saw a movie about these Asians that are crazy rich.
Yeah, it's a beautiful movie.
Those are crazy rich Asians.
I cried 3 times in that movie.
Yeah.
They're crazy rich.
Let's go with Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Sure,
that was
why not?
fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
That was fun.
Best post credits.
Totally.
Yeah, the
Totally.
stinger.
Best people literally erupted in the theater. I erupted. I was like, oh!
And you knew it was, you
I
knew
didn't
that was
see it
gonna
coming
happen.
too.
You didn't see it coming.
I did not see it coming.
Can You Ever Forgive Me?
Nice.
That's a good ass movie.
It's crazy.
Is that the?
Is that the title of the movie? That's
No,
crazy.
no.
No,
You
the
Ever
performances
Forgive
in Can You Ever Forgive Me is great.
You were never really here?
I thought that was Leave No Trace when you were first talking about it.
No.
There's-
Also a female director.
Oh, cool.
And like an old man and a
Lynn
little girl.
Ramsey.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch that. I didn't.
The poor man's Quentin Tarantino movie this year, Bad Times at the El
El
Royale.
Royale.
It's so good. It's
wanna
very
see
good.
that.
It's
Is it
very
good?
good. Yes. Go
It's
see
gotta be
it.
Okay,
fun.
I'll check
It's
that out.
fun. It's fun.
I'm
Chris
gonna say
Hemsworth.
it, even though we shat on
Hot.
it. I think it's an okay movie.
Yeah.
Green Book is fine.
Okay.
It's not gonna. Did you see it, Taylor?
No.
No, I don't
It's getting a lot of shit. It's not the best movie, but
It has a
it's fine.
best screenplay though.
It's fine.
Barf. No. The movie that maybe women would like more than men is called A Simple Favor. It's a great little noir.
I saw
Oh, A Simple Favor is very good. I forgot
Yes,
about that
okay,
movie.
No,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
didn't know how to market it, and
Like-
that sank it.
Like Searching, too many twists at the end.
Yeah.
For me.
But
Anyway.
it turns into a different kind of
Yeah.
movie by the end.
that. Black Klansman.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was on my shame list.
Yeah. No, it's
I'm
good.
gonna see that and I'm gonna love it, and it would have been on my list.
Yeah, it's good.
Very stylish too.
This movie is not for everyone. I do not recommend it if you are squeamish or anyway or sensitive. But this movie stayed with me, and I think that's what it was supposed to do. It's a Lars von Trier movie, The House That Jack Built. This movie is fucked up. It's not.
I read things.
Yeah, but it's.
Did you see the
stayed with-
director's cut?
No, there's a director's cut. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I'll have to-
apparently it's the one.
Oh shit. It was brutal. Anyway, sorry.
Cool. Incredibles 2. It's all right.
Aw.
It's fine.
It's all right.
I almost had a seizure during it.
Oh yeah, because it's trying to make you have a seizure.
Yeah, I have a pretty good seizure.
So I fucking have a weak spot for stoner movies. Super Troopers 2, man. That stupid movie. That stupid movie made me laugh so many times.
Wow.
Yeah, didn't see that. Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
If any,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
if any
yes.
documentary was gonna get it, it was that.
Yes.
Or Free Solo?
I really enjoyed First Man. Yeah, it was good. It was good, solid. Very claustrophobic. The launching sequences
Yeah.
gave me anxiety.
Sadder than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I
But
didn't
good.
see it.
Not great, but good.
Motherfucking Mandy.
Mandy was the worst movie I saw last year.
Fucking love that thing.
Okay.
Mandy was so bad.
Okay.
It was awful.
I think it's
Oh,
hilarious.
I like Mandy.
You're
Mandy
so
was fun.
wrong. You're so wrong.
I like
Tom.
Mandy. I like Mandy.
We can't be friends.
Mandy's great.
I'm out of movies.
Wow.
Cool. I have tons. Taylor?
Yeah, buddy, I can keep going. Halloween.
Yes, that's the movie.
Oh,
Okay.
Halloween was so good. I forgot Halloween.
My that's the thing that I saw that with a bunch of people, and
It was too many
there was
people.
some people that would not shut the fuck up.
Same.
And
Yeah.
they were with me. They were like, I literally went over a couple
no.
times being like, guys, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to watch this movie.
Oh no.
So I'll never watch movies with them again.
The security light sequence in the backyard.
Oh, so good.
So
So good.
so tense.
The bathroom scene.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's all good.
They really stick it to podcasters.
It's me.
Yeah, it's you.
I think I only have one more. Bumblebee.
Yes.
Bumblebee was dope.
Really?
Bumblebee is great.
Fun as hell.
If you like dumb, fun movies,
I do.
Haley Steinfeld is great.
My last
John
movie
Cena
was-
is awful in it, though. John Cena is.
He was not good in that.
They
He's
need
so
to know
bad
how
in
to
it.
write for him.
But Bumblebee is great.
Okay.
That's interesting.
And that's it.
Taylor, you and I have a couple left, eh?
Yeah, go on.
Isle of Dogs.
On my shame list.
It's parts of Isle of Dogs.
I like it. It's not perfect, but I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like Fantastic Mr. Fox a lot.
It's so much better though.
Yeah.
Fantastic Mr.
Oh,
Fox
so
is
much better. It's one of the best movies.
Biggest
Ever.
Love Boober.
Taylor?
Because you do.
A Star is Born.
Yeah, I'm so surprised it didn't make it. No, cringe on this end.
that
no,
movie
thank
talks
you.
down to you. That's my.
Oh
thoughts.
yeah, it was predictable, and I hadn't seen any of the other three, and I knew every beat where it was going to go. But
And
they were fun to watch.
Yeah, and you're getting there emotionally. You don't have to be beat over the head with how I'm supposed to feel. That's how.
want to get another look at you.
I'll stand up for that voice. That voice was effective.
I liked it a lot.
I hate how
thought it was
fake
good.
shocked Lady Gaga was when she won. Oh my god, I can't.
It's
like,
all performance. Just every time you see her, just know it's always a performance, and she's more palatable that way.
Bradley Cooper is not a good singer. He
You don't think so?
He wasn't
he
singing
sang,
like Jackson Maine, though.
he sang last night and it was awful. It was
Yeah, but
bad.
he didn't sing like you did in like
That's
Star Is
it.
Born.
He wasn't being Jackson Maine. He was being Bradley
He
Cooper.
spent, like,
which
Why
was a
would you?
mistake.
Why would you not make that choice, Bradley
I don't know,
Cooper?
'cause
Anyway,
he's-
sorry.
He's
Anyway.
method. It's too late.
I
Can't
liked
get back
it.
into it.
Vice.
Vice sucked. Vice
I don't
sucked.
care to watch movies about
Vice sucked. Sam Rockwell, great. Christian Bale, all right.
That's
Vice sucked.
It's the performance that I liked.
The mid credit scene was dope as hell. Though.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
very funny.
Yeah. I like that stuff. Vice was kind of hard to follow.
Vice was my
sometimes.
biggest disappointment.
Really?
Yeah, my biggest disappointment.
I didn't
always.
nominate it because I don't think it's that great. But
'Cause
I do
it's
think Christian
bad.
Bale and Sam Rockwell were fucking killer in it. So
Yeah, Sam Rockwell is amazing.
Yeah. Shoplifters.
cool.
Didn't see it on my
Yeah.
shame list. It's on my
Shameless.
shame list.
Deadpool.
Yeah,
Oh.
sure. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's honorable mentions. Where
Yeah, if you liked it, you
honorable.
liked it.
You didn't like it? Like it's
It was
it's
fine. It was like The Incredibles too.
Yeah,
You know.
Deadpool too.
Okay.
Honorable mention.
Border.
Didn't see it.
Ralph
idea.
Breaks the Internet.
Oh my god,
yeah.
that's on my. That was the other movie. I literally skipped it, but that was the movie I was choosing between Blind Spotting.
Yeah,
Ralph
Oh,
Breaks the Internet.
wow.
Yeah. I love Ralph Breaks the Internet. I can't believe I didn't mention it.
you can have it.
It's so good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's so
really
so good. Watch it with the kids, Des.
They're too young.
Taylor.
Roma.
Yeah, that's okay.
Haven't seen it yet. On my
beautiful.
shame list.
It's beautiful.
I'm gonna wait till it's.
It won all the right awards.
I'm gonna wait to see it in a theater.
I'm surprised it didn't
gonna
win
wait
Best
to s-
Picture for Oscars. Honestly,
Gonna wait to
but
see it in a theater.
I'd rather see that than Green Book.
It felt kind of plotless, but it was
It's
beautiful.
not about that. It's not. It's more. It's like.
But a Best
it's
Picture needs to
snapshot in
chap
life.
all the. Yeah. Okay.
A snapshot
anyway.
in life.
Better than Green Book.
Mary Poppins.
Never saw it.
Love it. Mary Poppins Returns is awesome.
And Lockins.
The Guilty.
Jesus Christ.
I've never heard.
I'm
of that
almost
movie.
there.
I'm looking at Tong's phone
these are
right now. He
forward
just
movies.
has 2018 in film on Wikipedia open. He's just reading the list.
No. I literally seen all these movies. This movie is a perfect, fun summertime movie. It was Ready Player One.
Oh yeah. I did like it. People hated
Yeah.
it, but I enjoyed it.
It's fine.
It was fine.
Yeah, that's
The Shining sequence.
yeah, it's fucking
so
dope.
sick.
Fucking dope.
It,
I have only
it
two.
was.
I have
okay.
3 more.
And like Pacific Rim Uprising were like the same.
Oh, I heard that was awful.
Yeah, that's my point.
Poor John Boyega. He deserves better.
Ready Player One is better than it deserved to be. Honestly, I thought. It was way more.
It bit off a lot.
It did,
Chewed most of it.
but it was. I came out happy.
That book was ridiculous. So the
Yeah.
fact that they even tried to make a movie out of
Yeah.
it was ridiculous.
The love interest who's supposed to
She's
not,
hideous.
She's so hideous.
She's hideous.
Oh my god, she's so grotesque with her scar on this gorgeous model's
Yeah,
face.
absolutely beautiful girl.
This tiny scar.
Not even a scar, just like a slight birthmark.
Yes, yeah.
Taylor.
Who's
Oh, I'm good.
You're good. Okay, my last couple are, and I know you don't like this movie, but I like Love
Dragon Ball Z.
Simon. It came out last month.
Oh shit.
Love Simon, I liked. I thought Bandersnatch was a cool idea. It's not nearly
Doesn't
perfect,
count.
but it
Doesn't count.
it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Yeah, it didn't air on a screen.
And it's changeable. So my experience of Bandersnatch and your experience of Bandersnatch would be different.
It's a movie. It's
Okay.
It's not a movie. It can only be viewed on like a laptop or a TV. You know what I mean? It's not like in the theaters.
Was that the?
Yeah, it had to air on a screen. That's what we were saying.
But Netflix.
That's that
Yeah,
counts.
I
It
think
counts.
it counts.
No, but Netflix is like at your house.
Yeah, but it's still a screen. The whole point is Netflix or Roma is a Netflix movie. It played in theaters, but like
That's what I mean. It plays in theater. Like, okay, it's going back to Joel's in the first year. Remember his OJ documentary that technically played on the screen at like Tribeca Film Fest or something. So a movie needs to play on a screen for it to be considered for any awards, like Academy Awards and stuff.
I
So
think
that's-
that rule is going to go away with each passing year. Like there's
Yeah.
so many streaming.
I'm
movies
counting
coming.
it, and the last one is Paddington 2 because it
That was
deserves.
universally loved.
Yeah,
yeah,
I love it.
It-
Paddington's
I
on
won't read my
Netflix,
top
I gotta
10,
watch it.
but it's Ballad of Buster Scruggs. I thought was really good.
Oh shit! Why didn't I not write that down?
Yeah.
There are a couple of shorts in that movie.
Yeah.
It's a movie of shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised they packaged it as a film when that could have easily.
It was supposed to be a
been
TV
anthology.
show, and they cut it into a film, which I don't know why.
That's how it felt, because there
Yeah.
was no real through line other than like everybody dies in the West.
The first one where everyone's shooting each other is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the one with Zoe Kazan.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
Oh my god, the ending of that.
I like them all, honestly. The last one
I
was
like
the
them
one-
all, too.
Tom Waits one was the weak link for me.
Which one was that one?
He was the prospector who's all by himself for most of the time.
Like
They get
that
shot in the
one.
back. Yeah.
I really like
See,
the
gold. It was the gold one.
It's such a beautiful movie. Buster Scruggs. I can't believe I didn't write it down. Buster Scruggs is maybe the most beautiful movie as far as like cinematography and it's cool.
I liked it a lot. Honestly, I thought
shit,
it was
can't
great.
believe I didn't write it. Anyway,
And that's 2018, guys. Taylor, you want to do a thing of just a couple shout outs of movies that we're looking forward to in 2019?
I forgot to do this.
We don't have to make it a thing. Just
Yeah,
any
no,
other-
it's already running pretty long. We can skip
That's okay.
that.
No, we'll say it. It's fine. I'm excited for Star Wars.
Sure.
Finish it off.
Star Wars, you say?
Star Wars.
Indie film.
All the Marvel movies. I think I'm excited for.
Endgame, sure.
Pikachu. I
Yeah.
want to see that thing. I'm
gonna wait until the reviews of Pikachu.
Dude, I bet you'll be bad. But I think I just want to
knows?
see a real life fucking Pikachu.
That movie clearly isn't for everyone, so you have to filter your reviews accordingly.
Oh, you know what? I do have one, and it's Us by Jordan
Yeah.
Peele.
Oh, yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
That'll
I,
scratch.
I'm avoiding trailers and stuff.
So
but-
the It sequel is supposed to come out this year.
Sure.
Joker.
yeah, I'm excited for that. I like Todd Phillips.
I'm not so stoked anymore, but I'll watch Hellboy. That trailer didn't do anything for me.
That's a TV show.
Hellboy?
Yeah, it's not a movie.
No, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Hellboy is a movie?
Hellboy's a
Yeah.
movie.
I thought it was a TV show on FX or some shit.
Nope.
Nope.
Fuck you.
No, be excited. We'll have a bigger budget.
John Wick 3.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Holy
Yeah,
fuck. Parabellum? That's a dumb name.
Jason Mantzoukas is in it.
Toy Story. Toy Story 4. Lion King.
Sure.
Men in Black International.
Yes.
That movie looks like dumb fun.
I
I'm
love
excited.
Tessa Thompson.
Apparently the Zombieland movie is coming out this year.
Yeah, double
Okay,
tap.
sure. Yeah, I'm into it.
Frozen 2 for any of you guys who
What?
want to.
It looks dark.
It looked. Yeah, it looked.
I want to see it.
I
wanna see it.
said when the
It has
trailer
like a
came
Game
out, I
of
was
Thrones
like,
energy.
yeah, I was like, why is Elsa the Dark Knight all of a sudden? Like,
Shazam. That's DC's thing.
No.
no,
I
I'll-
thought you were excited about that.
I'll wait and
I
see.
guess I didn't.
Yeah.
And this movie will come in 2021, but Space Jam 2, baby.
Oh, God.
oh yeah.
Fucking coming.
Also-
Rocket Man is also coming.
Hey, you
I
know
want
what?
to see Jojo Rabbit and Knives Out.
That sounds like something you just made up.
Yeah.
No, they're two different movies. Jojo Rabbit's Taika Waititi's next movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
That'll be good.
He plays this kid's imaginary best friend who's Adolf Hitler, and the kid's mom's
Yes.
played by Scarlett Johansson.
Can't wait.
Take some big swings.
Can't wait.
Guys,
Yeah.
we freaking did it. We talked about movies for a very long time.
Very long time.
Now,
This is always a long episode.
it's always a long episode, but I like it. You know, it always starts the year. This is the third top movies. That's crazy.
Happy birthday, PodCavern.
Happy
and-
birthday,
thanks for-
PodCavern.
Thanks for sticking with us, guys. Let's sign off here. Des, thanks for being on the cast.
Thanks
As
for having me.
usual. Any plugs?
I mean, I don't know when this airs.
This week.
Great. Okay. So March 16th, my friend Christine Shadid and I are headlining a Fembassy show at Prest. We are the poster girls.
Go see them.
We're improvisers. Ottawa Improv Festival is next weekend, March 2nd. Crush is
This
performing
weekend.
at 9.
Yeah, this weekend.
And then I do Yuck Yuck shows with my group, Crush Improv, last Sunday of every month at Yuck Yucks on Elgin. Please brave the apocalyptic wasteland that is Elgin Street and come see us. We're super fucking funny.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Taylor,
They are.
plugs.
No, I'd recommend a couple comic books. Thor and the Immortal Hulk right now, especially the Immortal Hulk. It's like a horror comic. It's like, I've never been into the Hulk, but this is like body horror, and they make him terrifying, and it's really cool.
Cool.
Nice.
Leslie?
OutTakeImprov.com. The Improv Punch Up.
Yeah.
Me and Angus, we punch up movies and shit.
Sometimes
And
me. Sometimes me.
I'm gonna fucking force it right now.
Whoa.
Des, you gotta come on the Improv Punch Up.
Des, if you don't come on the
I
improv
know.
punch out.
Des, you gotta come on the Improv Punch Up.
It's homework.
Is it?
No, I know. I need to do it. I need to do it.
So this is an admission.
Okay.
This is a promise.
Okay.
Des will come on the
You say it
Improv Punch Up.
officially on this
Yeah.
cast. It's
By
gonna happen.
April.
Let's get it clean.
Okay.
Des, go ahead.
sometime between now and April 2019, I'm going to do an improv punch-up.
Wow.
There we go, folks. You heard it here,
shit.
first, folks. You heard it here, folks.
Are you rapping? Is this a rap? Are you rapping?
You heard it here, folks.
Folks,
No, it's not. It's hard.
It's over.
Rapping is hard.
Leslie.
I can end on a rap if you want.
Yes,
Oh.
but after.
What do you have to plug?
I have, of course, Ranked, which you're listening to right now. We said the Improv Punch Up, Talking Tongue, monthly show. I just got blocked by CBS for trying to stream that Twilight Zone trailer with commentary. That's bullshit.
That's right, yeah.
That should have been fair use. Cinema Saves the World. We just did our first episode earlier this month, and we raised $1,200 for sick kids. It was insane.
That's great.
It was an insane
that is great.
thing where goal was $250. We crushed it. I'm
That's
very happy.
Awesome.
And yeah, just stick around for the PodCavern. I'm very excited for what this year has to bring. So, yeah. All right, Leslie, you want to wrap us off?
The recommended course of action should be to administer a sedative to all the cargo ventilation. No, I fucked it up.
Oh, too bad. Bye.